Welcome, everybody, to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton, and my co-host, Benz, is right here. And we have a special guest today. I will get with you in a minute. His name is Palacio. He's a good friend and a big wig here in Miami. But, we're going to just talk to him in a bit. Before I get started, a couple of things, if you guys are watching, too. Of course, the book, Gangster Redemption, is still doing crazy. I just had to order another 500 books. You know that?
Sweet.
Wow, yeah. Our cigars, guys. This is the box. They're coming out.
Smoking one right now.
I know. We're all going to be smoking ours. They're coming out September 1st. Matter of fact, our guest has one, and that's why we broke them out. We only have a few. But these are good sticks. Only 10, 11, and 12. That's all the bucks wise.
That's underpriced. You're giving them a deal.
It is really.
Still, it's a very good cigar. Great burn.
Right, isn't it? It's really good.
Phenomenal. I mean, I've hit mine the last 10, 20 minutes. Look at this. It's beautiful.
I love this thing.
You can film this.
Yeah, we're gonna. But we got that coming out. So now let's go. Today we got a busy day. We're going to go, and I'm going to be talking to Palacio, who is a lieutenant in the Miami-Dade Schools Police, who's also the director of the FBOP for the whole state?
No, the FOP.
FOP.
Fraternal Order of Police for the state of Florida.
Fraternal Order. Wow. You're talking about fucking. I love unions. You know, I'm a up north guy, so he knows that. All right, now we're going to get with the news. I'd love to get to the news, everybody, so just bear with us for the news. A couple of things I got to fucking yell about. All right, national news. First of all, we got Zelensky. Zelensky fired his fucking top chief of security and his head prosecutor for treason. So, you know what gets me on this whole thing, even Al, is I don't know what's really going on. You know, back in 92 when the war hit, in 90, during the Iraq war and everything else, they were showing us bombs going to fucking goddamn, in fucking bunkers. But I mean, going down chimneys and shit. Yeah. You're not seeing any of this. Something's not right. I'm not buying everything that's going on over there. I don't know what it is. Of course, Putin's a jerk off and all, but I just don't. I don't know what we're really getting the information. So I always kind of step back and hold on. Where do they want to drag us into another war? Do you know how much money's involved and all the bullshit that goes along with that?
100%.
So, second thing up on the news. Okay, here we got. The UK has got a heat wave. It's the first ever red extreme warning, actually. Red extreme warning with that. Can you move that a little bit?
What do you mean for, what do they mean? Like their record is probably our everyday.
I don't know exactly because it's on the plane of about New York, the UK.
So right across.
Yeah, like kind of like on the horizontal, on the latitudes and longitude lines. I think it's right about New York in that area. So New York gets hot too. I don't fucking know. Listen, the UK says
New York has heat waves every year.
Yeah, every year.
Listen, we live in a heat wave. Where the fuck are they kidding? We live in fucking Florida, man. It was 105 today. I was in the fucking ocean though. I was in the West Coast over on Fort Myers. All right, now moving on. Crypto lender Celsius. Check this out, guys. Filed for bankruptcy, and they have Voyager. Is it
Voyager?
Voyager is it's the money app.
It started with Voyager, the app, doing it last week, and now it looks like the bank version of it is doing the same thing. This is happening all over. A lot of crypto is getting hit. I'm not going to take an opinion on it. Larry knows why. I'm gonna leave my opinion as open for the moment.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of friends. I made some money in crypto, you know that, but I got out pretty quick. Not on purpose per se. I mean, I just got lucky. I mean, it was going crazy, and this fucking shit's so volatile. But it is what it is.
That's what makes it so great, in my opinion.
Absolutely. But again, like anybody knows, they should use it just for play money. Don't use your real money
listen,
on this
don't
shit, man.
Don't invest your rent in it for sure.
No,
your kid's college fund.
Yeah,
okay, that's not a good idea. My grandkid stuff is no. That's in my death when I die. All right, moving on up on the thing, we got Putin is likely aware of the brutal war crimes. Now he's been said to have war crimes going on. And he's probably knows about it. But again, I'm very leery, and I do not talk about any other countries because I'm going to talk about something right now. Our fucking genius fucking president, I will say his name, Biden, does a fist pump with the Saudi prince. All of a sudden, he's doing all this shit about how they fucking don't want, go there, Saudi Arabia, Khashoggi, all this bullshit. Now you're going over there fist pump. Why don't you give him a blowjob while you're at it? What the fuck? My point was, I'm kind of pissed because I don't know if you understand about the live golf, of what's going on with live, L-I-V.
Yeah, of course I know what's going on.
I'm a big golfer. You knew that. Right. And I'm a big supporter of live golf because these guys should make all the money they want. The PGA is fucking bullshit. This guy Monahan, who's the commissioner of the PGA, I really believe should be fired. He invoked 9/11 and had these guys fucking write letters to the players from 9/11 survivors, the family. Yeah. Bullshit over this Khashoggi. Every country, Al, has some bullshit. I don't care what you're talking. United States with prisons, or the bullshit, or fucking a Dubai where you have Sharia law, or whatever. Every country has something. Of course. So don't throw rocks and fucking stone like we're some perfect fucking country. I love my country. You know that. You know 100%. That big time. But I don't like when we try to be fucking stand on a pedestal like we're fucking so great. Listen, these guys in golf, they all should be able to make as much money as they want. Good for them. If people want to pay them, good. I don't give a fuck where the money comes from.
We're a capitalist government.
Matter of fact, if Saudi Arabia and the National Trust Fund for Saudi Arabia wants to sponsor this show, give me a call. We'll work out a number real quick.
100%.
Right?
We're not going to say no.
We're not saying no. Absolutely.
They got the money, that's for sure.
Fuck, they got a fund. It's $500 billion.
Isn't that all the money for their country, though?
No, that's a fund they have. I don't know what it is. It's fucking
just set aside for like.
No, the golf they put $10 billion aside.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
I'm sure 500 is not there.
No, it's nothing. No,
that's like one guy's expense account for the summer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Whichever prince it is at that time. But I just wanted to say that Biden goes over there, and all of a sudden, even his own party. Even his own party is pissed at him that he's kowtowing into this shit. In other words, listen.
They ripped him the minute he got off the helicopter about it.
Well, truth of the matter, listen, he's the president. He's got to do what he's got to do. We got to get gas prices where the fuck they were. I mean, obviously, he should be opening shit up. I don't want to hear about cows farting from fucking Ocasio-Cortez or any of this shit. What's going on? We know there's fucking goddamn climate change. We all agree to that. But how to fix it? We're 350 million people. India and China are 2.7 billion, and they're not doing shit. Now, we're going to stop fucking cows from farting or doing whatever the fuck they are. Come on. We all agree. We're not dumb, but there is something going on. But what are we going to do about it? I don't know. You don't know. And these people don't know either, and they want to stop everything. Stop drilling. Fuck you. Drill, baby. Fucking drill.
You got the 3 fracking stations right off the coast in the Gulf shut down. You got the pipeline from Canada shut down. We need it. Open it up.
We need it. We actually don't need it. We have enough reserves in Alaska. People don't know that.
That's true. Instead of opening the reserves and doing all this, he just went to suck a little Saudi dick.
I don't know.
Is that too much, Larry?
Yeah, I think that's a little much for the president.
I mean, that's what he did.
I don't think he's able to anymore. He's too old.
Yeah.
Maybe his son. Did you see the video of his son? My God. Wait, with the drugs on the scale? Did you see it? I did the show last Monday.
Oh my God.
We showed it. We have capability.
The video of the crack on the scale with the 20. Oh my God.
Hey Al, as you can see, you like the studio?
Yeah, I love it. This is beautiful.
Thank you, man. We just really put this together. We've been working on this. This was the garage. Then it was my office. Totally rechanged everything, didn't we, Ben?
Oh, yeah.
And we have now monitors. I could put stuff up there so you could watch it. We can comment on it. I have my note, everything. And it's still not done. I got a sign going up like Joe Rogan. The real deal with Larry Lawton. A neon sign. It's ordered already. It's on its way. Matter of fact, it's being shipped. We got more of the diamonds on the walls. And
you're never done. I met you, for those of you that don't know, I met Larry in 2013.
Is it 2013?
2013. I met him at a sugar company in Hialeah.
Yeah, a bunch of criminals. I love them.
Yeah, we sat down. We talked about his book. We talked about his life. We've been fast friends ever since.
Big friends. Yeah, Al's one of his talents is I'll let him go. But after the news, I'll do it. Let me start now.
He wants to get into it, but he wants to finish the news.
I want to go for it. Okay, let's start with the national news. We just did the world news, everybody, and I guess you got to consider Biden the world news. Listen, I don't know what to do. I'm not a genius. I don't hate anybody. You guys know that. I will support my president but he's got to do fucking right by us. That's all I'm going to say. I hope he does. All right, national news. The mood of the consumers is improving slightly in July, according to University of Michigan poll they just did. In the beginning of July, which we're in July 18th today, is it 18th today?
Yeah,
18th. So. And what it is they they're getting more confident. I guess people are just starting it. But there's work out there, so they just got to fucking go out and work. Some of these lazy motherfuckers who got checks and shit.
Countries got to, sometimes you got to, take people off the proverbial teat so that you can get back to work,
absolutely. I love helping people, but fucking help yourself first. You know what I mean? Meaning, get your ass. Don't be a lazy prick. Don't think the government's supposed to give you a hand. They're supposed to help you when you're down. And I always say this. Any older person should never eat cat food. I don't care what bad choice she made or whatever. 100%. We should take care of those people. But if it's an able-bodied person, that motherfucker, in my opinion, would be fucking cleaning the trains in New York or cleaning fucking subways or streets or something to get some money. That's if you're able-bodied.
You got to take care of old people. You got to take care of children, and you got to take care of our veterans when they come
back. Absolutely, that's me. I'm a disabled vet. I'm 90% now. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, I'm a cripple. You knew that though. Yeah. All right, moving on. $150 million armored car robbery happened in California. And let me tell you a little gist of it. They were going to a convention. How does jewelry conventions? I know the Feds are looking at me.
Where were you, Larry?
Yeah, no shit. Right. Well, I happen to be off the grid. I was in my RV. No.
You were in Fort Myers.
Yeah. Convenient.
Look at how
it's very convenient.
This is great. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a video on this actually coming out tomorrow on this whole robbery and how I think it was done and why and the signature pieces, how they're gonna get rid of them and everything. So I'm gonna do a good video on this thing. I think people will like it.
Were you wearing a GoPro?
No, they have something better than GoPro now. They're small. You know that.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
Give me that diamond. All right, next up. Again, another fucking mall shooting. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that with you, with your experience in law enforcement. Indiana mall shooting, but I'll give someone. There was a good Samaritan there who killed the fuck, and good for him. At least somebody used the gun the right way.
Praised by the local police,
and he should be praised.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, again, I worry, and I can't have a gun. Even though I'm an honorary police officer, you know that. I got my badge. As a matter of fact, I was looking at my badge. And I was looking at the card you gave me. I love that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I haven't used it because I don't get stopped usually, because I got fucking a radar detector. But no, that was very nice. And obviously Al supports what we do with kids and young people and everything. We'll get into a lot of that. Okay, the Uvalde acting police chief on the day of the massacre was put on leave. I don't know if you knew about it. Yeah. That was a big fuck up. We're going to talk about that too. And I don't want you to ever think on this show you have to bury, because I don't do that. I don't bury people. I tell it like it is.
Oh, let's talk about the facts.
Exactly what we do, man. You know that. You know me very well, so it's going to be easy. Check this one out. An 80-year-old woman in Sarasota, listen, was killed by 2 alligators.
What?
Check that out. Fucking, she was walking along the pond, I guess is near where she lived.
By a golf course.
Yeah, near a golf course. Uh-huh. And she fucking got, I don't know, they found her flourishing and she got fucking eaten by an alligator or killed. What a way to go, though. You lived your whole life. Let me go out strong. I'm going out by an alligator.
I don't know.
I love that, man. Don't take me out with some bullshit. Take me out with a fucking gator or a fucking cougar or some shit. So, all right, another one.
You can't make that up, right? You can't make that up.
No, you can't make this shit up.
Take me out by a cougar? Is that what you just
said? I don't want to fucking go by my regular heart attack or an overdose. Listen, you give me something really serious, listen to me, I'm gone. I ain't living. I'm Jack Kevorkian it, man. Fuck that. I know. I lost 2 sisters.
Was that Kevorkian's name was Jack?
Jack Kevorkian.
Yeah, Jack Kevorkian.
No shit. I only know him as Dr. Kevorkian. I know.
You were a little young when you actually done it.
I did a school project.
A school project on
it. It was played in exemplary fashion by Al Pacino.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that shit with you. We're getting.
I heard about you.
They're not even close. Okay, West Virginia woman wakes up from a 2-year coma. Check this out. 2-year coma, and identifies her brother as the attacker.
Oh my
God. He beat her with a machete. He hit her in the head with a machete and all this shit. And she fucking, and he's now up for attempted murder.
He's probably sitting up beside her. She's in a coma. He's sitting beside her bed with her family. Like, I hope she wakes up. We want to find out who it is. She wakes up, goes to jail.
You got to ask yourself, right? And I'm a cop, so I don't condone this, but you got to ask yourself, 2 years the guy
Why
sat there without finishing the job?
Al, you and I think so fucking. I was just gonna say, why didn't he whack her during the fucking last 2 years? Put a pillowcase.
Didn't
over
think
her
she
head.
was gonna wake
This
up.
guy deserves to.
Yeah. You know why? For stupidity, more than anything, for fucking stupidity.
She heard it here from a criminal and a cop.
Yeah, that's a good show. The Criminal and the Cop.
Criminal and a cop.
Okay, and here's another Florida bullshit. This is sad, and I hate this. A mother forced her 3-year-old son to overdose on sedatives. And thank God, this was up in Duval County, and she was sentenced to 40 years. Good. She should be put under the fucking jail. How do you take a 3-year-old and give
I
him
think
fucking
she should
drugs?
get the chair.
Well,
I mean, you do something like that.
yeah, you know how I
do
am with
something like
kids.
that to a child, it's an infamy.
You know how I am with kids.
Yeah,
I don't. I take care of him. I don't. He knows me when I speak in front of the kids and
it's
everything,
not-
where he's at and everything. Been to all the schools, the rough ones in Miami and shit. And he just loves when I go in there because they all like, oh shit.
That's the real deal, right?
That's fucking right, the real deal. And what else? I think finally, what do we got? And just got, and it was just a second year. They got second-degree murder for that lady, 40 years. I don't give a fuck if she got whatever. I'm glad she got 40 years. I really am. And I never say that. You know, I'm more of
now
a,
we're paying
a second.
for her. Now we're paying for her to eat.
Don't even
shower.
start.
I mean,
Don't even start with my. You know the whole.
Here's the thing. He's not wrong.
Who?
What he's saying about her. Now we got to pay to keep this woman alive.
Yeah,
Who
but you
killed
know
her
what?
own fucking baby?
But you know what? If we put it a death penalty, it costs more money.
I heard about that.
Oh, absolutely, a lot more money. I don't believe in the death penalty for a couple of reasons. One, because I lived in that fucking sewer, and I know how bad it is. And if you look at all the fucking guys who deserved it, you'll understand this. Whitey Bulger, he was 12 hours in a prison that I know. I know the fucking guys. I know everybody there in fucking Hazleton. They fucking whacked him in 12 fucking hours. You know, people don't get this. When you get feds, the penitentiaries are fucking zoos. They're worse than anything. Not the fucking camps where the fucking guys who write check shit. That bullshit. I'm talking about fucking penitentiaries where people, I love, they always say this. I go, you know where I lived? Where everyone was a hitman, murderer, drug dealer, mob boss, fucking armed robber. Everybody was a fucking serious criminal. You're not in Atlanta Penitentiary because you wrote a fucking bad check.
Right.
You know, you're there fucking because you were a serious player. And fucking Whitey Bulger was in a penitentiary just like that, 12 hours. And I think the prison did it. You want to hear a fact about that case? Did you know the guy's name is Freddie Geese who did it. Did you know they never charged him yet? 3 years so far? He's in the hole already, which is wrong. They should either charge him, get it done. He don't give a fuck. He's got life anyway.
Let him talk.
That's what it is.
He's in a hole.
They don't want him to go to trial and this to come out because I really think the feds killed him. They put him on the yard. They knew that people hated him there. They put him. Normally, you go to a captain's review like I had, and they do that to see if you have people on the yard. You know what they call separatistas and all this shit. I had none. I had mob buddies that we all hooked up from Vic Arena and all those guys. Patty Amato, Nicky Scarfo, that little crazy fuck. I used to walk the track with Nicky. Nicky was so fucking crazy. He killed 30 people in a federal judge, and he used to tell me, Larry, I think I'm going to win this case. And I'm going, man, this guy's really fucking out.
Deluded, right?
Fucking, you kill a federal judge and 30 people, and you think the feds are going to let you out in any fucking shape, form, or no? No, ain't happening. But he used to walk the case because I did the law work. So we'd walk like, what do you think of that? Good brief, Nicky. Good brief.
You're getting out for sure.
Yeah. Where do I get transferred? Nicky was a crazy motherfucker too, man. But
You had to tell him he was getting out because if you would have told him there's no fucking way of getting out, he would have stabbed you.
Yeah, Nicky was a little guy. Nicky stabbed mother. Nicky was a crazy motherfucker. He was a mob
What was
boss.
the name of the guy that took over for him that they caught him here in Boca?
Stanford? Oh, you're talking Joey Molino.
Joey Molina.
Didn't take over from him. There was a few in between. John Stanford was there between Nicky. John Stanford, I know John Stanford. I know a guy slammed him in the fucking penitentiary, put a fucking coffee mug right against his fucking skull.
Wow.
Yeah, he's out now. He's a good friend of mine, too. He's a good guy, too. Hey, listen, in the penitentiary, things happen. Trust me. Although they got respect, of course, because of things and people, and we had big crews. But listen, fucking that place, they don't give a fuck if you're old. Someone goes, what happens if I'm old and I go to prison? Well, then the fucking old man. I mean, I don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck about that shit.
It's loose ass.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that was rough, Al.
All right. We're
stepping right into this show.
I apologize.
No, you don't apologize on this show, buddy.
Larry, only took 20 minutes to come up with some ass joke.
Yeah, and it's usually me. I got my partner over here.
So that fit perfectly into the whole theme of the show. Little do you know, but that fit perfectly in. So now that we've talked about butt stuff,
no, what we're going to talk about today, and I really wanted to get in. First of all, let me let everybody know who I have with me today. I have a man named Al Palacio, who, like he said, I know him for 10 years already. Yep. Coming on 10 years. I spoke at some of his events. We ended up finding each other. I think we found each other at an event. Didn't we go to an event together? Like one of the police conventions or something.
Yeah, we saw each other again after we met at a police convention. We said hello to each other. We couldn't believe it. I told you know what, Larry? I just got made president of the union.
Right.
That's why I was at the conference. I said, I just got made president. We're going to do an installation dinner. I want you to come by and be the MC.
Right, you did, actually, and I did, and it was a big event. I mean, you had everybody there from the superintendent of schools to everybody, and I was sitting at the table. Teresa came with me, matter of fact, and I'm like a jokester, too, so we had fun. And then we had a nice cruise. We went on that beautiful cruise around Miami and stuff. It was really nice. But we got to know each other. I got to know his wife as well, and they're good people. She's a principal of a school, if I remember.
She's a school counselor.
School counselor. I knew she was working in a school and stuff, and I work with schools. I work with police departments. I worked with their police department. We did some business to help with kids and the video cards. And now what Al does, to let everybody know out there, Al is he's a lieutenant. How long have you been in law enforcement?
24, 25 years.
25 years in law enforcement. He's the lieutenant. He's a head of the BOP, right? The
FOP.
BOP.
That's the Bureau of Prisons.
Hey, that's fucking Bureau of Prisons. That's in my fucking head.
Listen,
old habits die hard.
Yeah. BOP, I'd have some questions for him.
Fuck. No, I still know. He's the head of the FB, of the Federal
Fraternal Order of Police.
Fraternal Order of Police. FOP. I said that. FOP. FBOP. FOP. He's with the FOP, and he's the director now. Not you. Used to be the president.
I was the president of my local lodge. I was elected in 2020 during the pandemic to be the director for the Florida State FOP in that area. So I cover Dade and Monroe County. So I represent departments such as ours, the school police, Miami Beach Police, City of Miami, Hialeah, all the way down to Key West. We have a southernmost lodge, Homestead.
Sheriffs too?
We don't have a sheriff yet. We don't have a sheriff.
I know Monroe does. That's why.
We had Monroe County sheriffs, and then they, a loose bunch down there. They live life like in the
fucking
Keys.
Crazy. Yeah, it's
like in the Keys. So we go all the way down to Key West. We have units all the way up to County Line Road. Largest district.
Do you do Miami Police?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's a big department.
Yeah,
obviously, it's a huge department.
Yeah, it's the second largest union in the state of Florida, City of Miami. I represent them,
Wow, good for you. I know you also, the Miami-Dade Schools Police is one of the biggest school police departments in the country.
We are the largest school police department in the country.
200 and something officers, right?
500.
You guys got 500 cops
we're
now?
We're en route to get maybe.
And you keep hiring. Man, you keep hiring.
My chief can hear we're getting another 200.
Good for him. Do I know the chief now? Who's the chief?
The chief now, you do know him. The chief now was the deputy chief when you and I were at the sat at our table.
I know the guy. Yes, Edwin, right? Nice guy. I got to come see him. I got to say hello to you guys.
He's a very good guy. Very good guy. We're proud to have. He's got brains and brains, bronze, and looks, right?
He is. I remember he's in his 40s, good-looking guy. Yeah, in his 40s too.
Young 40.
Yeah,
40 on the dot.
Wow, I knew that, and I remember talking to him afterwards. I was doing a presentation at your headquarters.
Very bright,
very smart guy. He sat in on the whole thing. I didn't know who he was, and he sat in. But at that time, you had a different chief, Moffett, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
Right, and now you have him.
Yeah, now we have him.
Is there a big change of command, total change of command, pretty much?
Not really. It just grows, right? So you have scope of command, and as you have as you grow, you got to create more majors, more commanders, more, because you got to be able to.
Oh, you got 500 cops now?
500, man. There's a state law.
That's like the Brevard Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking school's police.
It's the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Act. The Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Act said that you either needed a guardian or a police officer at the school. So our school system doubled down and said, we're not going to do any guardians. We're going to do cops. We're going to do it the right way.
Certified and everything.
We asked the voters of Miami-Dade County to help us in 2018. Help us. We can't do it on our own. It's a big expense. And you know what? The voters of Miami-Dade County, you got to give it up to them, man. They got testicles. They came out and they voted yes by 71%.
Wow.
And they funded our expedition.
So they voted for more taxes.
They voted for more taxes on them to be able to
support the police.
Keep their kids safe, man.
That's incredible. Good for them.
100%.
It should be federal.
Whatever it is, I'm glad they did it, and however we have to do it. I believe in the police more than I believe in guardians. And some guy, they give a fucking gun there, and he's sleeping over there. Just like the Uvalde shit. You saw what happened on the video.
Listen, guardians are not bad. It's a good system for like rural school districts that may or may not have, the amount of, the infrastructure. Forget about the funding. They may not have the infrastructure to be able to hire police officers. So if you hire some guy who's a proven veteran, I love veterans. My stepson is in the Army right now, jumping out of airplanes.
Thank you for his service. Yeah, please.
Well, he always says it. We're worth it, right? So,
absolutely.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And I will tell you this, it's good for like rural police departments if you can hire, a Marine, a retired Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger, an Air Force guy, whatever, a Coast Guard guy now. Even a Space Force guy, right?
Yeah,
we have that now, right?
Yeah, we got him right up here. The headquarters here.
Right
right here, Patrick Air Force Base.
Yeah,
so they have a Space Force.
They don't call it that anymore. It's called like something about the space now.
No, it's a Space Force.
Just Space Force. That's what they call the
well,
base?
actually, there's part of it. No, it's still Patrick, but they have a Space Force. I don't know if it's a division or whatever. Because I go to the yacht club. I'm a member of the yacht club and golf course over there. And I go there to, I stop in there with Teresa. We'll go have a drink and stuff. And
you just did it the other day.
I just
4th of July, no?
Yeah, I loved it, man. And we go there and have a few cheap drinks and listen to other veterans. And we're all together, It's kind of cool because we all have stories, A lot of us know each other or know of the ship you were on and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of coasties actually there. So that's pretty good.
It takes a lot, right, to be able. Imagine where this world will be if everybody had a sense of, collegiality.
We need more of that.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
obviously.
we need, fraternity, collegiality, and stop hurting your neighbor, man.
Man, just be part of the neighbor. Now, I got a couple of great questions because, obviously as a union, you got 500 cops just in the police department now, right? You have every division there is. I know that you have narcotics, undercover, you have everything. Are you finding that crime is coming down because there are more cops, or is it the same, or where are you at with that?
I think what's happening is that if you can educate a child, right, and we've been doing it for a long time, we've been blessed that nothing crazy has happened in Dade County, such as an active shooter. I can tell you that if it does happen, we're ready. You want to compress your luck at one of our schools, the house always wins. But I will tell you,
I was ready. He knows why I did that.
Yeah,
he was telling me last night. I go, he has a few taglines. I fucking love them, man.
Yeah, you want to compress your luck, go right ahead. But
the house wins.
But I will tell you, once you have a police department such as ours in place, where you can mentor a child from the time he's in kindergarten, he's used to seeing the police, he's used to seeing an officer. Our officers don't primarily change schools every year. It's usually when you see the cop there, he's your cop, right? It's and you can talk to him, and our cops, we hire them special, right? We make sure that they have skills that we're not looking for. Yeah, everybody can carry a gun. Everybody can shoot people. We get that.
You need communication skills.
It's the people that can talk to people and the people that can really set the chip off their shoulder, right? And be a human being to these kids. You may be talking to a kid that doesn't have a dad at home.
Or dad's in jail, mom's a crackhead, whatever the fucking thing.
You gotta be able to relate to the child, give him a good mentor to look up to, right? And make him realize that what you're seeing at home is not a microcosm of society. What you're seeing at home is wrong. This is the way. Look up to me. I will teach you the way, right?
I tell people a lot about this, and what he's saying is so correct, that about a certain age, every kid will know right from wrong. We know that. But there's come a time where they got to make the right choice. Now, it's not easy, and that's why we keep trying to help. What he's trying to say, and see, I'm a big supporter in resource officers. Now, a lot of departments throw the guy there, don't want to work anymore, and that's the bullshit, and I think that's what happened at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, obviously. But you guys are school police. I mean, they are the Miami-Dade schools police. They have a department bigger than any department around here, obviously. And they're professional. I've been in their headquarters and their training and their meetings. And like he said, just saying what he said makes me, we always connected because we have the same vision for young people. And his vision, Al's vision, is my vision. Now, what I believe, and I'm going to ask you a good question here. How is pay? Are you guys getting more money? Because cops need more money. I always said that.
So
you're the union man, so we better get good one here.
So here's what I can say: we've made some strides. You know, we're leaps and bounds ahead of where we used to be. I think that acknowledging the necessity, okay, to have a police force specifically for schools is a good start. Our school board has done right by our officers. You know what I mean? We have a great school board. We have a fantastic superintendent now, Dr. Jose Doltris.
Oh, no more Carvalho.
No, Carvalho's gone. He went to L.A. He did great. He did great.
He did
here.
good.
He did a lot of good things for the school board. He did a lot of good things for children. He's still doing great things in Los Angeles.
Well, you know, I'm here to help your new guy too, especially with media, social. You know, I'll help him. You can talk to him, obviously. We'll do something big.
Well, Dr. Doltris is a fantastic person. I know him personally. He was the chief of human capital before, you know, when Carvalho was there, and he's a good person with a good heart and always ready to do the right thing for children. That's his main concern.
I love that. You can't go wrong. And I always knew Carvalho was like that too. He actually was. And you, Al, obviously, I've seen you. We joke around a lot. We go out. We go to dinners. Al and I, we really met because, you know, he read my book. He knows all that. He knows all about what I'm working with movies. First of all, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to be doing a video with Al after this. He is, and I mean this, probably the number one expert I know on movies. He makes fucking, no, I'm not kidding you. He makes fucking
Don't
Cisco
throw
and
shit
Ebert
like
look.
that in the air, man.
Oh, I'm throwing it. I got a whole bunch of shit today. You know, you remember what I put up yesterday?
Is it any? Yeah, I know.
You set up the bar too high for me, Larry.
Nah, I ain't worried about it. How's that?
Is it any movie or is it mob movies? Because I was under the impression
I like all movies.
He likes all movies, but you ask him. Well, I'm going to ask him. I'm not going to do it now on the show.
I have what you call a prodigious memory, right? That's an actual. That's
Right.
He never forgets.
I can see things one time. And remember it like verbatim.
Right.
Which has helped me for promotional tests. Right?
Well,
of course. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fantastic. It's good for your career, too. I imagine everything that you do has like a set. Here's the thing. Memory is always great. Remembering that person you saw once 2 years ago and remembering their name, it's going to make a huge difference. It could catapult you in life. So having that is actually amazing. But, you know.
You always say I have a good memory.
You do have a good memory, except you're slipping these days.
Well,
Fuck you, Benz.
But that's what
and that's
happens.
my fucking producer.
But that's what happens. You've been perfect, so now you mess up one
There
time.
you go.
You mess up one time. One time, Henry. You mess up one time.
One time, Henry.
See, you fucking quote movies already.
But here's the thing: is it movies from all eras?
Tony, can you do me a
Maybe
favor?
not all. I mean, I wasn't alive to see. Casablanca. You know. live,
Right.
you know.
But like,
Well, we're not going to get into movies yet.
I know, but you can't just drop something like that.
Oh, yes, I can, because they're all going to go to the video to watch his fucking show.
You're right, and I'm not a huge movie guy, and I'm not going to go into it. You're right. I'm not
But go ahead.
I'm not a huge movie guy, but there's certain movies that I watched a million times. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So although I might not be able to remember everything from any movie, from these movies, I remember the lines specifically.
Well, test me. What movies are those?
Like typically,
Not yet.
I'm not going to tell you what movie.
Not yet, because we talked. This is not a joke. Thank you, Tony. Tony just took some pictures for us, which we're going to learn that better. We'll give you some stuff, of course. But, you know,
I want to throw
Al
some
and
at
I,
him so bad.
Al and I remember being in his car. It's great. You know what's good as an ex-con when you ride around in a police car? Because you know you're good.
Right.
I'm with Al. No,
I do have to give a shout out. There's somebody in my life that's better than me.
At movies?
Man,
No fucking way.
We're head to head.
Who?
That's state.
Do I know him?
Yeah, you do know him. Florida State Representative Alex Rizzo.
Oh, Alex Rizzo? Are you serious?
Yes,
No
absolutely.
way.
Another Hialeah High guy, by the way. We're T-Breads to the to the finish.
Hey, we got to get together.
He's.
I'll tell you why, because I'm going to do a video with you, and I really planned it out, got questions. You and I are going to have a great conversation, do a video. That's going to be fun. That's different than the show. Now, people who know the show, they also know the videos and stuff. And I got such great questions that came in, and I'm fucking looking at them saying, and so I said, I don't fucking know. Was he going to? I don't know. I just know, I have a feeling he's going to know them. But I don't know. And it's mostly like mob movies or, Goodfellas or...
You know how good that guy is? We reenacted a scene from The Godfather in the governor's conference room.
That's hilarious.
In Tallahassee.
I love that governor. I love our governor.
I love my governor.
Yeah, he should be president.
Well, I'm not at liberty to say what he should or shouldn't
I know
say.
he needs your support.
I'm not at liberty to say what he should or shouldn't do, but I can tell you that the country loves him.
Did you just say...
You know why I know they do? I'll tell you why. Because I drove around the country with my RV. You remember when I went to South Dakota? And I went all the way to Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and Sturgis and fucking the Badlands and Deadwood. So I went the whole country 5 weeks, Teresa and I. And, I have Florida plates. And every time I stop somewhere, people go, "We love your governor." Now, this is during the pandemic, which he handled better than any governor.
Sheesh, we're really taking opinions to the market today.
I am. I told you I like him. I always liked him.
So you're saying DeSantis for president?
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell
Who
you
else?
Huh?
Name me one other fucking guy you can think of. I can't name one. Don't even say Trump. No, that's the worst thing can happen.
I wasn't.
I'm telling you, that's the worst thing can happen.
Here's the
thing.
thing.
You can like him or hate him, but I think it's not good. The party, I think the Republicans are gonna blow out the Democrats here in November.
They got nobody.
They're done. The Democrats are lucky if they have 3 people left, and then I think in coming people will remember bad things with the Trump. Although he did good things, everybody does good and bad. But I think DeSantis is so...
I can tell you gas was $1.86 a gallon.
I know. Get the motherfucker back here. I hate it.
Back.
I got an RV that I'm paying $5 a gallon.
Marone,
a 75-gallon tank. And I get 6 miles to the gallon.
Let me tell you how much of a rock star our governor is, right? Forget about opinions. I don't want to say, opinions this, opinions that, right? I want to tell you what kind of a rock star.
Got a good cigar.
Oh, my God, it's phenomenal.
I just love. I had to stop and
you already know how I feel about it, guys.
Last year in 2021, we made a bid, right? Florida made a bid to bring, for the first time ever, the national conference, the national FOP conference. You're talking about 321,000 members.
Is that the one you said I'm going to speak at?
You're going to speak at.
You're going to get me a big gig in.
You're going to speak at. So that's in
2025.
25, right?
He told me that. I remember that. He warned me already. He said, "Get ready, Larry."
So I can tell you the governor did me the favor of coming up and pitching to Indianapolis at our national conference last year. Nothing in return. No donation to any PACs. He did it out of the goodness of his heart because he loves cops. He loves law and order.
And he's a military man.
He's a Navy. He's a Navy JAG.
Was it Navy JAG?
Yeah, he was a Navy
very
JAG.
smart guy.
And a baseball player. Played baseball for Yale.
Oh, I didn't know
Yes,
that. Very smart guy. Well, you know him personally, obviously.
Yeah, he is the most down-to-earth person that I have met at that level, right? So he did me the favor of going to pitch. There was no need. It got voted unanimously to come to Miami in 2025, right? Which we're proud. But I can tell you, we were in a convention center in Indianapolis. I'm talking about
15, 20,000 people.
Standing room only. I couldn't hear myself speak. I was introducing him. I said, and now from the great state of Florida, our governor, your friend, the Honorable Ron DeSantis. Thank God the microphone heard it because I couldn't hear myself speak.
It was that runctious and glad.
The house came down. That guy is a rock star.
I saw it just by traveling the country. And people mentioning the governor. And you don't see that. I'm talking about everywhere. Iowa, fucking Minnesota. I'd get gas and people say, "Oh, we love your governor." Fuck. I mean, he did handle the pandemic great. He didn't put us on lockdown. Didn't do all the crazy shit. We had less deaths than most of those fucking lockdown states. We had a lower... He
kept our economy.
But
he kept our economy
not only the economy,
running.
Al. What he did was he also... He vaccinated the seniors. He wasn't a denier, and he got everybody who needed it ASAP, if you remember.
And he gave you the right to get it or not get it.
Right, absolutely. You know, which is obviously, I believe in all of that. You know how I am with all that. I listen, I'm a libertarian. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a libertarian. And a libertarian means get the fuck out of my way, government. Let me do the fucking right thing. And what I want to do in my own house, I do in my own fucking house. Nobody should bother me. You know that, obviously. And most people should be like, I believe most people should be like that. Anyway, oh, wow, I'm looking at batteries. Look at me. This is the real deal. We fucking got everything going. We got Tony. We got to check the battery. Because yours truly, Larry, right here, everybody, forgot the fucking goddamn charger in the RV.
Wow.
In Fort Myers. It's in there right now where my brother is. That's why he didn't do the news. He had to stay with the RV. I had to come back. Teresa had to come get me, drive 3.5 hours just to go. She stayed a couple of days and then we came back. So I've been fucking running around, Al. You know, I've been, you know how busy I've been, like 100%. You. And we always stay in touch. We always stay in touch because Al's one of those guys that I never have a bad time when I'm with him. I mean, whether we go to lunch, we talk movies and business, and we're smart. We both care about kids. We both care about our communities. We care about doing the right thing by people. Everybody. I want a couple more questions, so I'm going to jump right at you with what's going on with school shootings.
Okay.
What is your take, and why is it happening? And, again, I've been asked this many times, and I don't believe guns are guns. I mean, listen, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
100%.
But we have to understand, where is your take, and how does your department really address this in a bigger way than we know?
Address what? The fact that people can carry guns?
Well, not only carry guns, that what's going on. I mean, it's got to be the biggest fear for your department.
I think people are frustrated. I think that what you're seeing is a culmination of several frustrations. You had a pandemic, right? You had people cooped up in their homes. You had no money coming in, right? People are lacking jobs. We say we have jobs. Yeah, we have jobs. Okay, but there's a lot of people out there that now lack the social skills to get these jobs. Why? Because they've been playing on their phone and video games for the last 30 years, right? So we've created a whole segment of the population that rather work from home. And listen, if you can work from home,
more power to you.
More power to you. If you can make $1 million,
I'm in my garage.
Listen, 100%. And if you can make $1 million a year selling tchotchkes on eBay, congratulations. I'm not a hater, I'm a participator. Give me the formula, I want to do it too. Yeah. Right? So, but we've created, you can't get people in vocational, right? In the vocational fields. Nobody wants to go out and fix a car anymore. Nobody wants to come in, an outboard marine technician. You can't find them, to fix your boat. Why? Because we've created a whole segment of society.
This is such a Florida problem, by the way.
Yeah, and but it's universal.
I know it's universal, but we talk about it more.
We got off chase. I get what you're saying and the timing, but it just seems we are having, like this year, they classify as, you would know this, a mass shooting as 4 or more people with a fire gun. You know that, and obviously, for your department,
that's not Larry's. That's the Department of Justice.
Right. That's not me. That's not me.
Not Larry's opinion.
Yeah, I carry a machine gun. No,
right. You should.
I look at you, and I know you so well, and I know your department so well. That's got to be the biggest fear for all you guys: a mass shooting in one of your schools. Obviously,
100%.
How much training do you guys do?
My guys and gals train like you wouldn't believe. We just had an active shooter drill. Not because of Uvalde, because we have them every summer. We don't have one. We have several of them. Everybody's been through firearms training. When school's not in session, we're not out there twiddling our thumbs. We're in training. Defensive tactics, right? Now the FOP is going to lobby the state of Florida to put in jiu-jitsu as a defensive tactic, right? You also have training for firearms, tactical training, driving. Right? Driving, because if you can't make it there, it's something as simple as driving. People don't understand when your heart's doing 188 beats per minute, your adrenaline's rushing, you're yelling on the radio trying to get to wherever you got to get to. You're operating
tunnel
a car,
vision.
You're operating a car. You're operating your computer to make sure that you know where the situation is happening, so that seconds save lives, right?
And things change constantly.
And it's a fluid situation. And now, aside from that, you're operating a siren. So, You talk about distracted driving. I mean, if cops aren't multitaskers, they can't be cops, right?
You know, my mentor in law enforcement is a guy named Chief Mike Force. I think you met him. You met Mike. Mike is my mentor who gave me my badge for me, and I was actually sworn in by the head of Missouri's law enforcement, the head of the whole state. Anyway, and we had like 20 police chiefs there. I got great pictures of that. Anyway, when I was sworn in, and we talked about shootings and stuff of that nature, and, you know, what a police officer's job is, no matter what, if there's an active shooting, they go in. They even pass people who are down. They got to get to that shooter immediately, correct?
Correct.
I mean, they don't give a fuck what's happening. You got to go to him, fucking kill that guy. Otherwise, he's killing more people. Obviously,
100%.
Uvalde. So how do you actually train for something that intense without it being bullshit? You know, I mean,
Make it real.
But let me explain this by me. When I was in the Coast Guard, I was
That's a good answer, by the way.
I was a boat captain. And I was with the Coast Guard, and we did what they call search and rescue. And I had to get on my boat. We used to practice, this is no joke, 3 to 5 times a day, just racing to the boat when the alarm goes off. And everybody had a job. Who got the lines? I got the boat. I'm getting ready. I'm getting on the radio. One guy gets the line. The other guy's the engineer, is getting everything going. Because one fuck up of a guy dropping a line in the water and it fouling my prop, and we can't go save somebody. That's how much we did training on just leaving the fucking pier. That's how much training. Because it becomes second nature. How do you do it when you don't have a shooter and you know it's like, do they have stuff today that can really get it?
How do you make it real?
Yeah, how do you make it real? That's
You were in the military. You had live fire exercises, right?
Yes.
That's what we do. We have the biggest, think about it, right? We have the biggest pool of actors that can be in an active shooter. We have schools. We have children. We have high schools. We get high school kids to act as victims of active shooters. We put on what they call Moulin Rouge, right? Like, makeup, special effects. We got blood, special effects actors. I mean, this is a lot of preparation, right, for something that lasts about an hour.
And do they do this more? I mean, a lot.
We close off a city. We just did one in Coral Gables. We closed off 4 square blocks of Coral Gables, handed out 2 weeks in advance, handed out letters personally to each homeowner, each business owner. There will be live fire. Do not call 911. This is
And if
us.
they do, the
Right.
operators know.
But
Correct.
it's live fire?
Yeah.
It is live fire with simunitions.
Blanks, right?
With simunitions. Oh, no, they fire back. Simunitions.
So what is it? Explain what that is.
It's a foam. It's like a foam. It's called foam, colorized foam detergent.
Okay.
And instead of having a
projectile, a bullet.
projectile, right? What it has is it shoots that at you. It hurts.
It's like,
It's like a paintball.
but it doesn't go through.
It doesn't go through, but it's stronger than a paintball, and paintballs hurt.
Oh, they hurt. I know. I've been hit with those motherfuckers, boy.
This is stronger than a paintball, right? And this is to make you feel like, oh man, this could have been the death of me, right? I just got popped here in the arm. This could have been the death of me, but I saved that kid's life, right? And we get these kids, we hire them. We don't tell the officers what the scenario is going to be.
Oh, that's part of making it real.
We incorporate.
Does he know it's coming?
Who?
The officer.
No.
He has no idea it's coming.
No, he knows there's going to be a drill. He doesn't know what the drill is.
Does
Where
he
the
know
people
what
are gonna
school and
be-
everything?
Well, we have an officer at every school, right?
Right. What I meant
So
is,
he's
you
gonna
just
be
say it's
the-
coming at one of these schools and they don't know which one?
There's 4 schools. We don't tell them which one. Everybody's ready. Everybody checks in their regular firearms, so we don't have any. We're very safe about
Mistakes?
it. Yeah, any mistakes?
We don't need a fucking, what was his name? Fucking Baldwin shit.
We have a sterilized environment. Everybody's wearing a band. We have galleries where observers can see the media.
I was just going to ask, what do you do?
Well, we can watch, we can observe, we assess, right? We have assessors from other police departments. We have other police departments that we involve, right, depending on the jurisdiction. In this case, it was Coral Gables. Now, we did something different this time. We not only incorporated Coral Gables Police, we incorporated Coral Gables Fire Department and the responding trauma hospitals in the area to check their capabilities on treating
Mass shooting.
mass casualty events, right? So,
Can I come and film that one time and get invited to one of those?
yes.
I mean,
I'll tell
Benz
you
and
what.
I will bring my cameras. We'll do a whole thing down there.
I'll tell you what.
I think it'd be a great
Yeah,
thing
that'd be
to do.
awesome.
I'll tell you what, you're invited. We're hosting another one August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd.
First, second, I'm going to look at my calendar. I think we're
It can't
going.
be the first. I got something else on the first, but we
Second
can do
or
it on the
third.
second or
And would like to Bring nothing that big. You know, we have small cameras.
Your media, your press.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We're bigger than most press.
Yeah. Your press. You're invited. You're invited by yours truly, and I speak for the chief when I tell you.
And I can get an interview with the chief. And
absolutely.
Of course, you know,
100%.
I know him well. I'm sure I'll be okay.
100%.
Good. Let's do something good. We'll do a podcast as well. I'll bring the RV down, and we'll bring the whole fucking thing. I'll bring the big bus down, and we'll park it away. Then we'll have a home.
Al,
place.
this is how we make our plans on the podcast.
Literally, this is fucking right. And listen, this is what we do.
Our listeners already know.
Is this how you used to do the Jewel?
No, not on air.
He would do it in a locked room with no cell phones.
Yeah. There was no cell phones back then.
Right. Well, there was. You didn't go until '96. There were cell phones by then.
Yo, I actually had one. I used to tell people I had the gray ones that I used to be able to beat people and make a phone call. The Motorola.
The Motorola brick. Ultra classic.
Listen, I'm telling you, I should.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, I should do a commercial. I could beat you and make a phone call.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get back to seriousness.
The antennas can give you cancer. You know what I mean? This thing was so powerful.
Oh, they were. I actually had the first original one which looked like an army radio with a strap around my fucking thing, you know?
You seen the YouTube videos with the old ones where they get a light bulb and they put it right at the tip of the antenna and click like the send button, the light bulb flashes?
For real?
No shit.
It's unbelievable.
I gotta
and
check
everybody
that out.
had one of those on their ears. You gotta see those videos.
God. Oh, I gotta see that fucking shit.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I used to think it was a big shot. I had that one with over my thing. What the fuck for? I have no
You mean the car battery one?
Yeah, it looked like a car battery with a wire, and I'm like a big...
Remember the briefcase ones? You had to open up the briefcase.
Yeah, I had them all.
Man, how far we've come. Star Trek, right?
How far we've come.
We went from beepers to fucking that. Then now look at it today. I have a computer in my hand.
You notice everything was on Star Trek?
Oh, yeah.
Nextel radios, flip phones. They were all tasers. They were all set your phasers to stun. I mean, it was all in Star Trek.
Fucking right. Yeah, maybe it's Jetsons is the next one.
Yeah.
Fucking we're old. You don't remember Jetsons.
I do. Of course I do.
Do you remember it too, Tony? Jetsons? But anyway, let me get back to a little bit serious so then we can then have them. Well, we're no rush. You're no rush.
I'm all yours.
Ah, good. You're with me today. We're going to have a great time. You know that. Yeah. Anyway, back to your school shooting. So you guys have it pretty much to a science. Where did you get your info? Is there a national organization that comes help you, or are you part of that?
We're part of that.
Yeah, you're the biggest police department of schools in the country.
Right.
That's a big deal.
We participate in something called REMS, right? We're part of the 1,000 people, 1,000 agencies, rather, throughout, including schools. And, people of our construction people and architects and stuff like that. So that it all starts, right, by the way you build your school. That can be building it in an environmental fashion so that you can minimize, right? You can mitigate is the word.
I get that, but I just don't want schools to look like prisons.
They don't have to look like prisons, but they can look like castles.
Listen, right? I'll tell you what.
It's not the same thing.
Better.
The high school that I went to looked straight up like a prison. We had to go through metal detectors to go in, and every window in the second, third floors always had the grades. Yeah, always.
In my school in the Bronx, which I never went to, they used to chain the fucking doors. Literally chain the fuck. You talk about fucking.
They did that to us too. It was no.
But we figured. I used to go in and leave, and then go to OTB, off-track betting, and fucking the head shop. Figure out who I'm gonna bet after I fucking get back. Fucking never did shit. But let me get back to the schools here for a quick one. No, because what you're saying is you have the whole thing.
It starts at that.
Starts at how the builder.
Then you do REMS, right? You do emergency management systems, and how you comprise. How can we make this safer, right? Okay, we don't have this. We don't have this school that's built. All these schools were built prior to the the SEPTED and other things that we use to create.
Now, what's SEPTED? You have to explain audience.
It's a system, right? It's an acronym for a system that tells you how to environmentally protect and develop a school right from the onset, right? Like impact windows,
like
instead of having bars
like windows, at new schools being built, they're all going to have this.
Right.
Is this around the whole country?
This is some school districts don't do it, and shame on them, right? Because
Absolutely.
They don't have the funding, or
there's no shame when it comes to funding. You can't shame a local school district, a rural school district. For not having the money to put these things in play. They might.
But I think the federal government again. Let me tell you. You remember the cops program?
Yeah.
I was big.
What
in
does
that.
it stand for, Larry?
community-oriented policing services. Matter of fact, Dennis Greenhouse, you might have remembered him. He was the director of it, and then they lost their funding. But I was big in them, and they used me all over the country. And they had
a bunch of cops in 2000 out for that grant.
They changed their way for small police departments to get like body cams. There's no excuse for no police department not to have a body cam. I'll tell you why.
There is an excuse. We can't.
Okay, hold on. Oh, kids, wait. We're gonna go wait.
Filming kids.
We're gonna go next. But a police department, like a regular one, now they don't have like their department have grant.
You mean
writers.
for like traffic stops and stuff?
No, anything. Their department has grant writers and
100%.
people. You know, you get a little department where you got 8 cops. They don't have fucking grant writers. They can't. But you know, the cops made it where they can act. Cops organization, community police, made it where they can call up, say their ID number, do their stuff, verify who they are, and just ask for what they fucking want and literally get it. Now that was back in 2000, maybe 15, 16, I remember. And they ended up losing their funding in 16, I think it was, if you remember. So now you take you guys, the funding. Here's a question that was asked to me, and when I talked about you coming on about a guy with police schools, do you think teachers should be armed?
No.
Why?
Even if it's the most, let's say you have a Navy SEAL who also teaches, right, craziness, right? Also teaches arithmetic, right? He teaches algebra. A school should be...
You really took the two opposites. You didn't even
know
take
the extreme is necessary. I see where you're going.
It's necessary, right? Because this is a guy who's always got his head on a swivel, right? A guy who's, trained in Buds and Coronado, and this guy can carry a log all by himself and...
Badass motherfucker.
Right,
Just a bam,
a bam, right?
A bam.
A
badass motherfucker.
So you have this guy. It is humanly impossible to be 100% of the time on orange alert. When you got a gun, your threat level should always be on orange, right? School should be a sterile environment.
I know you got a gun, so be careful.
I do have a gun.
I know you
but a sterile environment. The minute you give a teacher a gun, you already introduced the gun. Now the active shooter doesn't have to come in with a gun. He's got one there.
I happen to agree with you. I just wanted to say, I think training is everything in this stuff. 100%. I'm a big believer in training, and that's why I don't believe in American law enforcement. I'll tell you how, and I study this all over, obviously, because I have a very big following overseas as well. Do you know we are the shortest term country to get a certified police officer? 6 months is academy. Did you know Finland, 3 years, Germany, 3 years, Austria, 4 years. Different countries.
We talk about that a lot.
And I get it why, because I was a training guy with the Coast Guard, and we trained. Our military trains everything we know, and I'm a believer in the training. I'm glad you guys have picked up on the bullshit that they don't get, because they don't get. Listen, a guy comes out of club, here's a new cop. He's 22. I used to steal his lunch money. Now he's got a fucking badge and a fucking gun. He's dangerous sometimes.
100%.
Now, how do you weed those? Do you weed them out?
We weed them out. Listen,
especially you guys.
If you come to our department and you don't have the right attitude,
I know most of them too. So this
right,
is true.
And you don't have the right attitude, you don't have the right ingredients, you're gonna get weeded out.
Do you guys pay decent for law enforcement?
We do. Our starting salary is $55,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
Try living in Miami and $55,000.
No, I get it, but look what up here is.
What is it? I don't know.
In West Melbourne, it's $35,000.
That's ridiculous.
That really is ridiculous.
But that's not where it ends, right? They make overtime. They got off-duty jobs. I mean,
so what is the actual take-home average?
Take-home average is between 70 and 80.
Okay, that's living wage.
Yeah, and
that's enough. I agree with you.
If your wife works, it's a good.
I'll be honest with you, it's never enough. Union hat,
never.
Right? Hold on,
sure,
union hat.
Sure.
It's never enough.
Yeah, of course. I agree with
It's
you.
never enough, especially if you're going to ask a guy one day to take a round to the face.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It could happen.
100%.
You can't pay me enough, right? So, but it's adequate. We're on par, right? We're on target with everybody else.
With Miami-Dade, all those departments.
Yeah, we're on par. You have to be, right? I mean, you have to be because it's such an important function, right?
Are you finding it hard to get recruits and get new officers?
We hired 320 cops in 2 years.
Wow, because I was always told by these cops, we can't hire these people, we can't hire this, we can't do this. I guess they hired
You hear that a
300.
lot.
I know that because when I was with you, 4 or 5 years ago, you had about
180.
200 and
180.
180 it was?
Bro,
I thought it was near
180.
200.
We were 180, and each cop used to cover it. We've been preaching, hitting the drums that this is one cop per school is the way it should be.
I agree.
When Marjorie Stoneman Douglas was not even a gleam in anybody's eye.
Right.
You know, and it's sad that it takes such a tragedy. And listen, I have a daughter, right? I would love for there to be 10 cops. And it's not feasible, but I would love for there to be 10 cops at every school because, you know, that really presence sets the tone. You know, a police car in front of a school is a deterrent.
I agree with that too. I do.
So,
but now you guys hired 300 and something. I got to come speak at your place now. I got to get there.
100%.
I got to go because I speak at the Missouri Law Enforcement Academy and teach them about communication skills and certain things and how to deal with rougher kids or kids or convicts or they can change. That's what I do at the police academy there. And I love it because you'd see, you know, the biggest fucking shock to me is whenever I speak at any school with massive law enforcement, I say to them, all right, guys, how many of you been in a fist fight? And when only a few hands go up, I go, what the fuck? In New York, every cop will take his belt off and fucking beat your ass or fight you. You know that up in Philly. And
not anymore.
Well, this
is the way you grew up. A portion of my growing up. I don't think you never see a cop
happen anymore.
Nah.
But how they have to have been in a fight. Yeah. I don't believe this. You can't. I've been punched in the face more times than I can count.
Listen, you can't.
Sometimes I like it.
You can't tell somebody, or you can't make somebody feel that ringing in your ears, the chattering in your teeth. You know, the taste,
pressure, the sweat,
taste of metal, the taste of metal in your mouth because you have
iron in your blood.
You have iron in your blood, and you just got punched in the face.
100%.
You can't
your
tell
nose
somebody,
bleeding down in the
nose
fucking
bleeding. The fact that you're breathing out and you're when you're breathing out, it's clots coming out, and you know people don't know that.
You've been in a lot of fights, haven't you, Al?
Of course. I don't know what a lot is.
I've been in a lot.
But Al grew up in in Hialeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best part of town. I love it to death. Right? It's done a lot of growing up since I grew up.
Is it true to say that Hialeah has gotten better in the last 15 years?
Yes, 100%. Hialeah's got a great mayor now too, man. He's a stud. He's
throw him a shout out. What's his name?
Steve Bovo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know they got good leadership down there. The Hialeah Police Department
makes a huge difference.
Yeah, Hialeah Police Department's got a great chief now, young guy too. George Fuentes. So
Larry's all about the young people in any form of government.
All big time. I think we're way out of whack with older people getting involved.
100%.
You know, we need young blood. We need guys who think on their feet. Matter of fact, I did a video on how to stay low and how to keep my crew, out of the spotlight when I'm doing robberies. And I was on Fort Myers Beach, and I did the video. It came out yesterday.
When I did robberies.
I'll
help Larry out. Not when I do robberies, when I did.
No, of course, past tense. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll help you with that.
No, I got a cop right here. Yeah, but the problem was he'll be my fucking getaway driver.
I can honestly say Larry is a reformed man with good things going for him, a great heart. And I believe in what he does because, and to quote a movie, right? Life ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Absolutely not. And you know what? The best thing, and I'll just blow this a little bit here, because the best thing I found when we met, you and I met, and a couple of the other guys, they really fucking care about the kid. They fucking love to have fun. We like to talk. We joke. We go to Cuban restaurants. We do everything. I can
tell by the way he talks.
Yes, but he gives a fuck about the kids. His wife's accounts, I talk to them deep with Teresa, me, you. And, it's something we love and we want to do the best for, and we want to get the best for. And we know these kids aren't perfect. I was, or he's not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect person. I don't give a fuck who you are. And it's a matter of accepting that and trying to change that kid, trying to help him. I remember speaking at one of your schools down in, I was down near, in Homestead. Remember I went to that Homestead school? And I went there.
Loved you down there. Remember the red shirt?
I do that. The red, I have my red shirt and all. I went down there and I spoke in a place, and they were blown away. But that was Homestead. One of your cops, I remember, a couple of cops were there. Matter of fact, I guess you sent more cops or whatever. That's back you didn't have. Now you got 300 and fucking new ones.
New ones.
So 500 plus. Good for them, man. That's a fucking department that's proactive.
And now the state
that's proactive. And I know you're a big piece of that because you are a wheeler and dealer with supporting your men.
100%.
I watched Al, and I gotta admit this. I was with him, and he takes a phone call, and boy, he got passionate about your guys. Something with your guys, and I'm like, this guy gives a fuck about his people. He really does. I mean, it wasn't like bullshit. It was, and then you got mad. Then you know how to take it up. Let's go laugh. Boom, you handled it and you did your shit. That's representing people. I know. Let me tell you why I'm such a big union guy. My dad was in the union. My dad was a union delegate, and my dad built the World Trade Center. That's why.
It's funny. Your hands don't feel like you're a union delegate.
Oh, I know that movie.
I don't get. I don't get that one.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
What do you do, Henry? I'm a union delegate. Your hands don't feel like you're a union
See,
delegate.
Yeah, the guy knows. He knows.
Wait.
No,
I
but
gotta
here's the
fuck with
thing.
him.
That's still a big movie. I want to get you with the little ones. You know?
All right. Oh, we'll get
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Larry wants to keep it for the video, but I got a dozen off the top of my head.
Keep talking to him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to give you a movie and see if you can remember it.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. For me, I have to really try hard, and the likelihood of me getting one of the words mixed up is high.
Don't give me Sonic the Hedgehog or anything.
No. However, I just watched that with my son. The second one just came out.
I heard Jim Carrey does a good
Movie one?
He's fantastic.
Listen, I just watched Minions, right?
Did you?
My stepdaughter made me go watch Minions. I'm freaking...
All right, before that movie, we got. Can you bring up Tony for a
Yeah.
minute?
Tony's got a question.
Tony's got. Let me tell you, Tony's a great fan of ours. Tony owns a gas station. He's a businessman too. We call him Gas Station Tony. Everybody has movie. You got the mailman, the fucking gas station.
He owns a gas station.
We got Toyota Chris. We got fucking
Melbourne of
Wait.
Toyota.
We got Stingy Lewis. Stingy, very Lewis.
Very stingy.
Lewis, very stingy.
They gave me a nickname where I live.
What is
It has
it?
nothing to do with Al. It says No Neck Nick.
Well, hey, listen. Tell me he won't
Triple N.
Tell me he can't play a great part in my movie.
Yeah.
The way his look is.
The movie guy.
The way his look is.
Oh, yeah.
He'll stand there
here's
at the
thing.
door. Look like my real wedding when I had fucking Bruno and Nettie at the fucking.
This is very expensive.
Listen, they
you know
had-
how much money steak cost to get me to look like this?
Yeah, you know where I met Al last night? Al come into town. He goes, "How's the Hooters?" I said, "Okay." I go to the Hooters. He's not there. He stopped at a Golden Corral because he goes, "No fat man could ever pass up a Golden Corral." He's such a great guy.
Let's give
Tony,
Tony.
go ahead,
Go
Tony. What's your question for Al?
So, Al, I got a question. I'm in the gas station business. I get a lot of people coming in all the time talking about how they don't like cops or, upset about cops, all age groups. And I always say to them, why do you hate the cops? They're like, oh, they're rude. They pulled us over. It's all this stuff all the time. And I said, when do you ever call cops? When do they ever get phone calls? And they say, when there's always bad situations. I go, they're always surrounded by bad calls, fighting, bad situations. Why can't you ever call cops when there's gathering, barbecues and events, get them socialized with the people?
Why? Then they bust us sort of weed, I guess.
But, people always have bad image of certain cops or, because they got pulled over, that means the cop is bad or whatever. But I don't think that's how it is. I think people that should invite the cops in the city when they have barbecues, their kids' parties or whatever. So it could be more of a mutual understanding on both sides. So they are not surrounded by bad calls and negative
What's
things.
the question? Get to the question.
That is the question.
What? Why? I mean, that.
Why can't people call and invite them over to barbecues instead of only getting bad phone calls all the time?
So we have done something, right, conceptually as law enforcement across the nation to help alleviate this situation and realize, it's hard to do a whole media campaign to humanize cops and to teach people that cops are human, right? And as a human, you're going to have a lot of good guys, and you're going to have a small percentage that are not that good, right? You have that in doctors, you have that in attorneys, you have that in every way of life, right?
We talk about there's always bad apples.
Yeah, there's bad apples everywhere, and there's no more person that hates a bad cop than a good cop. And I know you hear that, it's a cliche, but it's absolutely the truth, because then you walk into place and you got to be afraid of what you're going to order, right? You got to go to places that you're like, man, are they going to spit in my food here? and you got to realize that is a real thing. So through programs like Coffee with a Cop, right? And you come in, and
I support that. I go to a lot of departments.
You take a Starbucks over, not to give anybody a shout out, or a Dunkin' Donuts, and you rent it out for the morning, and you buy coffee for citizens that just want to come in and have a conversation with a cop. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that most cops are regular guys. They like the same things. They like fishing. They like hunting.
But let me stop you.
I hang out with a lot of cops, and we go fishing. We smoke cigars. I think cops are amazing. But I just want some people to always think the same thing because they're humans. They have kids, families, and stuff like that. And I want them to think the same. I just don't want them to always think that one bad cop means all of them are bad.
100%. And what it is thank you, by the way, for doing that. And I think that it starts with one individual citizen, right, to create a campaign like you know what I mean? And then you get another one and another one and another one that comes in and just say, hey, man, you're welcome here whenever you want, right? Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, why can't people call? I'll tell you, I started my career in the Hialeah Gardens Police Department. That's where I was a dispatcher, I was a communication officer, then they sent me to the academy and I became a cop.
But I got to stop you one sec. And I'm going to answer this in a little degree too. Here's what people get mad at, and I do too. I agree with you 100%. There's bad apples everywhere. You just got to get rid of them. Here's the problem. When a cop makes a mistake, the mistake could cost you your liberty or your life under the color of law. It's not like another profession. It's not like a telephone operator or whatever the fuck it is. That's number one. Number two, what I think will help cops, and that's what I work with you guys with, working with cops, because I hate the us against them mentality. Yeah. That's what the citizens have, us against them. And it
doesn't work for anybody.
No, and I break that down, with the cards, and I do a lot of different things with people to help with that. Here's the problem, I think, and what most people see, and even me. When you see a police department that's a lot of problems, and you know them, you don't. I know your department. I know how you are, how you will fucking reprimand your own people. So as a union guy, or fucking support them when they're fucking right.
I will represent you all the way to the unemployment
Absolutely. But what I meant is this: is when good cops, here's the thing. If you take a business of 150 employees, everybody in that place knows who the bad employees are. So what do they do to them? They try to retrain them. They do this. If they don't, they'll get rid of them. The fuck. Cops need to do more of that. Meaning, they have to police their own, and they know who the fuck ups are. And I don't mean I'm a regular guy, and I can deal with regular. I don't even mind mistakes cops make because they're human. But when you keep getting bad and cover-ups and stuff, that's when the public does get mad.
You're right, but it's easier said than done.
I didn't say it's that, but they have to. I know the brotherhood.
Exactly,
the brotherhood
of it.
Listen, the brotherhood is good, and then the brotherhood could cover things up, and then you have a massive fuck up like you do in Uvalde.
But you know what? That wasn't a personality issue. Let's talk about. We really want to get into it. Let's talk about what everybody thinks about, right? When you think about, the misconduct, right? When you think everybody thinks about this, the first thing that pops into your head should be George Floyd.
Right? Absolutely.
That guy was not a cop. That guy was not going to get covered up. That guy's a murderer.
You're talking about Chauvin, Derek Chauvin.
Yes. Nobody should die, regardless of who you are. Nobody should die.
And I know you believe that in your heart.
Nobody should die begging for your mother.
Right.
Right? Begging for your mother, pissing on yourself. You know what I mean? While you're on the floor. Regardless of if you're on drugs.
As a man who was tortured, I believe me, I know that.
100%. Nobody should die. But you know what? The citizens also have to give us a chance to do our job. That's not something that gets resolved right there. I mean, everybody has due process. Everybody has civil rights. You have them. I have them. We just can't walk up to Derek Chauvin and put 2 rounds in the back of his head, because then we become
you're part of it.
Right.
But question on that, if let's just take a police incident that happens. I don't care if it's the one that they just shot the kid 90 times or whatever the fuck it was. You remember that one up in Ohio, in Akron, Ohio?
Yeah.
You take that. If Larry Lawton and Benz and Tony did that, we would be separated, arrested, and put somewhere right away to do statements and everything. Cops need to be held like that. And I don't mean like a criminal. He did something wrong. But you know what kind of got me on that case? Listen, what happened. I don't know the whole story. There's got to be investigations. But
we weren't there, right?
When you got 10 people giving the exact same story, I don't buy it ever. Because if you and I and 10 guys were in this room and I told you a story and you told it to him, at the end it gets to Tony, that fucking thing is we went to fucking Israel to fucking become Jews. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with that, is what my point is.
Why'd you bring Israel into this?
I don't know.
What did they do? They didn't do
No, my point to you, in a good way, Benz, is that there would have been 10 different stories if you took them, totally separate them, couldn't speak to each other, and then write out what happened. Here's why, and I know, and I've been through this, and you know that. I've been to Glencoe, and I went through the shoot, don't shoot scenarios. And, people don't get this. If I'm here with a gun right here, they can't shoot me. Not supposed to shoot me. The minute I do this, blow me away. Correct?
100%.
Right. That's how low. So you can't tell me 10 cops saw a gun on that guy and blew him away
when there was
no gun. Now, if one guy saw it, and because it could have been a watch or reflection. So again, I'm trying to find out the reasons why. But 10 people saying, we know that's not true.
Reactionary.
That's a reactionary shooting. You know that.
Yeah, it's called sympathetic fire, right?
Is that what they call it? Okay. Well, I thought it was reactionary.
But you have to understand, right? It goes beyond reactionary and discretionary, right? It goes into you're in a hyped up situation.
100%.
Hyped up situation. Cops are human too. We're not robotic. We can't.
I agree. You got to support it.
But you are held to a higher standard as a cop.
We are held to
as they should, because you have a gun and a badge, and you can take liberty and life.
100%. But now when citizens are put on the shelf, right? To give you a term from your old life, when citizens are put on the shelf, they go to jail. When cops are put on the shelf, they have due process. Most states, state of Florida, I'll give you state of Florida, has the Bill of Rights, right? Officers' Bill of Rights. It's State Statute 112. You have due process. It doesn't mean you're not going to get charged with a crime. It's happened. We've seen cops charged with crimes. You just got to give people, the time to do their job. Flipping cars over and burning down cities is not the way to handle these situations.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Okay,
but I like what Ohio did. Ohio actually has a law, Akron, that they have to release the body cam within 1 week.
We have that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have that. And unedited. It can't be edited.
Right. It's got to show the situation.
The only thing that can be edited is audio if you're giving information that's
people who are supposed to be blurred out or something.
Right. Or for example, there's an address of something.
Sure,
it
that's
doesn't even have to be
out.
the cop's address. It could be the address of the location where you don't want 20 people to show up and taint a crime scene. Right. So we have that law. We abide by that law, and it's also listen, I hate to put it back on the citizens, right? But I 9 out of 10 times contacts with police officers are friendly, even if the cop pulls you over.
9 out of 10 times?
An asshole.
Right.
Don't be an asshole.
Treat them the way you want to be treated.
Yeah,
I always believe that.
Why the fuck are you stopping me? That's happened to me a million times.
Sure. Said it. I've said it myself.
And,
Do you know what I believe that? And I actually said this at a bunch of chiefs. We were all smoking cigars. A bunch of chiefs were police and me. And I came up with a thing. I said, with today's technology, I don't believe cops should be able to pull you over for a bullshit traffic thing that's non-life threat. I don't mean going 100 miles an hour or killing somebody. You miss your single light. You do shit. And you go, don't pull me over. Shoot your camera. Give me a fucking warning or a ticket in the mail or whatever you're going to do. Because a lot of the cops like it, because most interactions with citizens that go bad is it's a kid in the car. He's 22 years old, and he's got a joint in the ashtray. Now he runs because he thinks it's worse than it is. And all of a sudden, he either kills someone, he runs, someone's shooting. That's the incidents that I think we can tamp down on. A lot of the chiefs and I were talking about how to do that. Obviously, some of them say, well, that's the best way to get information. They shouldn't be out to get anybody, a cop. That's not what their job is, and you know that. I want a cop that lives next to my... Sometimes it does. When I got a neighbor, and my kid is fucked up, and my neighbor's a cop like you, and I know you. You go over there, read him the riot act, tell him stories, do the right thing. No matter what he's got in his fucking room, you ain't arresting him. That's not what you're there to do. You're there to be that neighbor, to be the helper, to get the guy.
100%.
And there is where I think we're missing the boat. Citizens and cops. Because cops also feel like, oh, the citizens don't like me either. So they're not. And that's why when you said it earlier, I was really happy to hear that. They hire communications people, especially schools police. You got to be a great communicator. And all cops, listen, everybody asked me, Larry, how do you survive fucking prison? The rough prisons I was in. I was in Atlanta, the worst prison in the country. And I said, it wasn't my brawn. I mean, I'm a strong guy and tough, all that, but it was here. It was seeing it coming.
Sure
it was seeing what was going on, how to talk to somebody. And I'm talking fucking nut jobs, too. You got to alter your way to be. And what Tony says is true. I have a lot of cop friends, a lot of judge friends. You know that, all of them. And it's funny because we'll sit around smoking cigars like you and me, and we talk about everything. And there's nothing off the table. He's never going to judge me. He knows who I am, and I know who he is, and that's why we connected so strongly right in the beginning. How do you, as a union guy, bring that? Do you do that, or does the union do that, or is it the police department?
So the union is there to protect your rights. In other words, to protect you from being disciplined incorrectly.
The cop.
Not prevent you from being disciplined, to be disciplined incorrectly, inappropriately.
Well,
right?
I saw you say a cop was wrong. I've seen you do that
I mean,
shit.
when they're wrong, and it is what it is. And I'm not going to pay an attorney $600 an hour or whatever the price is.
That's a cheap one. My entertainment's $800
to defend you. By the way, shout out to our attorney, right? Gene Gibbons, an ex-cop himself. He was a Coral Gables SWAT guy. I mean, and this guy is, Irish fury, right? But when they're wrong. And he acknowledges that. And he'll tell me straight out, hey, Al, I go, hey, Gene, what's a sit rep, right? A situational report. And he'll tell me, here's what we got. This is good, bad, ugly, whatever the case may be. We're not going to, my advice is that we don't represent in this case. Okay, no problem. I bring it to the board. We talk about it as a board. We take a vote.
Yeah, you still got to represent him, though.
I mean, no, not really. Not really. If there's something that's clear and concise, if
listen,
you
man, I know you're a fucking union guy. You're strong for your men.
100%.
I've never seen someone fight
100%.
for his men. So I watched him. I hear on the phone. I go to his office. We hang out in his office, and I hear this shit coming.
100%. But if you got
Still got the same office?
Yes, I do. But if you got $1 million undeclared dollars, Tony baby, staring into a camera, I find it a hard way to tell them that you found it in a cab, and that's and that's the truth.
Well, you're a cop too. You have 25 years law enforcement experience. You know the game.
It's some people shouldn't be cops. Some people shouldn't be doctors.
Sure.
Is there a way you guys weed them out?
Yes, I mean,
is there something specific you would share with us?
Can you?
I can tell you. It's all about evaluations, right? Evaluations. You get evaluated. Once you get on the department, you go through what's called an FTO. That's 16 weeks, right?
So if I join the department,
if you join the department, you're going to take 16-week training.
Okay.
That's
besides my academy.
Right. You're riding with a field training officer.
Okay.
That guy's evaluating you on the daily.
So he's not only showing you the ropes, he's also making sure that you're understanding things correctly.
And he's writing things down, right? It's
do you get that report?
I get that report. So does the department get.
Right,
I mean, I can log in easily to the they're called DORs, right? Daily Observation Report, and look at how this cop is progressing, right? And guess what? Sometimes you get a not responding to training. And that's already an early warning system, right? Which is something that we have, right? Once you're off of training, now you're placed, you're on your own, you get a police car here, your keys, right? Every kid's dream.
As a cop, right?
And a siren
and
fuck,
lights.
I want that.
Give me the buttons.
Right. So
I think I should get one of those.
No.
yeah, I disagree. I feel like I'm going to be representing you if you got that.
You would.
Yeah,
I'll take you. You're good.
So I tell you this: once you're off on your own, now your supervisor, your road sergeant, is evaluating you on the monthly now, and you get a 6-month evaluation. And guess what? You better be either effective or highly effective. Because if you are not satisfactory,
will you get rid of them?
We have a year probation where we can fire you without cause.
Just because you want to.
Well, listen, you don't fit the mold.
Have you done that?
We've done that to over 35 people in the course of 3 years.
Wow. That's a lot, actually.
Out of so it's 10% because you also hired
About 10%,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
10% can't make it. That's good to hear. I'm
That is
glad
good to hear.
It really is good to hear something
Restores
like
a little bit of that.
well, again, I know a lot of the guys. Even we were just talking last night. I sat down with them at the table. We were just talking about some of the guys I know. Now they're different people. They're higher ups and shit. And we used to sit down and laugh.
Shoot the shit.
They all got my book. They all love my
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
So and then
Major Carlos, who's now Major. When you met him, he was Sergeant Carlos Fernandez.
yes.
Now he's the Major of Internal Affairs. Has your signed book on his bookshelf.
I gotta go say.
I just walked in the other day. I said, look at that.
Did you tell him you're coming
I
up?
told him I was coming up here to see you. He told me straight out. He goes, oh, man, I love that guy.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's real.
Yes.
The real deal.
We do that, and we will never look at us. We had to change a battery. We do things. It's our mailman. Where's that guy? He's great. He's the best.
He's not due for another half hour at least.
Oh, our mailman is fucking great. Our audience knows all these characters.
This is like
We had one guy who used to call him. Listen, what he was. We called him Meth Head Mike. Want to talk about a stupid dude? Listen to this. You'll love this.
Oh my God.
He's living at his parents' house, but his parents are in Italy, so he's just living there. He's 34, real winner. So he's 34 years old. He has a roommate. The roommate, now his parents don't know this, but he has a roommate, and the roommate brings his girl over, and they have a fight. The roommate and his girl have a fight. He calls the cops, which is great.
house full of meth.
When they come in, he's sitting in a recliner, and next to him is fucking a plate full of meth. Well, they arrest him. What a fucking moron. I call him Meth Head.
He calls Larry and says, Larry, help me with my case. He says, you're a fucking idiot. What am I going to help you with?
How stupid can you be? I
Which
mean,
brings me to another genre of movie, right? Liar, Liar.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bruiser wants legal advice on breaking the law. Stop breaking the law.
what was that? Which
That was
one?
Liar,
Jim Carrey.
Liar.
Oh,
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Fucking guy. Well,
He does. He knows
he's-
the movies.
Oh, I'm telling you. I sat with him for hours and we fucking just do this shit. And I know movies because I love movies. Certain movies like Caddyshack and Back to School and Rodney.
Listen, we've
Moore.
written scripts.
Right. Actually, Al has a show. He can't say it, and I'm going to try to do something with it now, especially with the connection of JJ and stuff like that. He's got a script for a fourth Godfather. Isn't it fourth Godfather?
Yeah.
And it really,
And
he
The
told me it
Sopranos.
even last
And How
night,
to
and The
Keep the
Sopranos,
Sopranos moving.
and how to keep the Sopranos. It really is, but you know how hard it is. That industry is a fucking mega industry.
Takes a
One
little bit
shot.
more than just a
Listen,
good script.
and I
Yeah.
tell you,
Oh, it takes everything. It takes the connection.
I'm not afraid of hard work. I've sent
Oh, I know
letters
that.
to Steve Buscemi, Vincent Pastore.
And
even
how many did you
Tony-
get back?
None.
I know.
Even Tony, and I even stamped them with, this is not fan mail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Al, let me tell you, when I first started with the books and everything else, and it is so hard because I've done them to every fucking big director. Everything is connections, and luckily I have some. So now it's like things are happening quickly, as you know, and matter of fact, California trips and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's get one more. Wow, it's already an hour and a half with him already.
Matt.
Holy fuck, you
Time's
can, and we
flown by.
even touched fucking movies. But I want a couple more quick questions about law enforcement in schools. Do you think it's going to get worse before it gets better? And if you do, how do we change that?
I think it better not get any worse than it gets better.
It's
right?
bad right now.
We've had Virginia Tech. We've had Uvalde now,
260
Columbine,
something mass shooting?
300 and
Sandy
something.
Hook.
300.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Marjorie
Most of
Stoneman
them.
Douglas. I mean, I hate to what it is to publicize the death of babies, but I find it hard. I'm at the end of my career, right? I'm in that third. They talk about the thirds, right?
You're leaving me, you motherfucker, now?
Yeah, well, it could be other things, right? Could be
True.
other things. I know a lot of people. I've been blessed. What is it? I'm a businessman.
You're a very
Yeah,
good
but-
business. You're you're a great networker.
So
major networker.
if whatever it is that I do after
Makes
this,
Tony look bad.
well, I'll tell you this much: whatever it is that I do after, it will definitely be to help, right? And
Well, you're never going to leave that, obviously.
yeah, it will be to help. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, I'm a civil servant at heart. My parents came to this country, worked 3 freaking jobs while my dad was trying to get his business going, and I saw the struggle, man, and the struggle's real, so I know what people go through. If there's anybody that knows what hard work goes through. I was pressing clothes. I don't grow hair in my arms anymore. I don't know if you can tell, because at the age of 13, I was pressing clothes at my dad's dry cleaner. So the steam kind of like took care.
Really?
Yeah, it took care. I know
Well,
about hard
you know
work.
about my compassion for Cubans because of what
Yeah.
I did during the Freedom Flotilla. I was the boat captain that was picking up the Cubans in 1980, 81 actually, and I was the first boat on scene. And watching I had such a heart because I'd see such kids dying, boats blowing up coming here. It was a disaster. That was the real Marielitos with the fucking Scarface shit. And I'll tell you what, man, I was down there, the first boat down there. I slept under a picnic bench at the Navy Mole in Key West. They didn't even have housing for our boat that came from Cortez, Florida, which is, we came around from the West Coast near St. Petersburg. And I'll tell you what, because I saw what they went through, just everybody goes, oh, they brought the criminals. That's bullshit. Yes, he let some out. And yes, there were bad apples like in anything. But there were a lot of good people that lost their lives in the church just to get feet dry, they call it. Back then, it was feet dry.
My uncle came on that flotilla. My uncle came. My uncle put himself through school. My uncle learned English. My uncle ended up working as the head programmer for Eastern Airlines. Then after that, got a job with, I forget all the names of the companies because he's worked, but he made something of himself. And my uncle's like my second dad, right? I mean, my dad was my best friend. I miss him to death. My uncle...
Same with my dad was my best friend.
my
Visit
dad-
me in every prison.
My dad would give me very different advice because my dad had a 5th grade education, right, from the streets of Cuba, and he came here to be a hard worker. And my dad's advice was always hit every situation with a rock, right? I mean, hit it in the face with a rock.
Mine was...
Yeah, where my uncle would give me the sound advice of, listen, your dad means well, but you can't go around hitting every situation with a rock, you know?
Well, it's like me, with fixing something. I know how to fix a lot of things. So if I can't fix it with a hammer, I get a bigger hammer.
Right. So
I'm fucking so bad. I actually did this shit, so I want everybody to know now.
when you watch this, you painted all this?
No. I put up all these signs. See the
Diamonds?
the diamonds, and then I put up all of this shit.
As a person with OCD, I can tell you have good spatial orientation. The lines are even.
Well, that's because it was made that I didn't fucking paint that.
Well, you did a good job.
But no, actually, Tony helped me. Got me a company that does these things, and we got more coming. We got so much still. I got the big sign. We're close. We're gonna have a big party when it happens. I hope you come up for it.
I will come up.
Come up with a couple of the
Tony's
guys.
got to get you one of those gas station refrigerators, right, with the sliding glass door and the.
Hey, that would be some shit, wouldn't it? We gotta
bad
replace
idea.
this fridge with like a nice clear one from a gas station.
Listen, that's working pretty good.
I mean, it works.
we know the bar is stacked.
It
Yeah,
is.
that bar is pretty.
For now.
Folks, it's early in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've had them here. We're gonna do that sometime.
Yeah, that
soon.
bar is pretty stacked.
We
For
have
those
those.
of you that can't see
All
it.
right, Al, we are gonna leave. Any questions for Al, Tony? Put them up.
The second question to what I was asking earlier: why can't cops tell on other cops that are bad apples?
Yeah,
Because of the protect. I
Is
know
it
it's
the
a
blue-
brotherhood.
I don't think that's true. I think that when somebody's a real scumbag, good cops, but we give it a bad connotation, right? We give it a telling, ratting.
It's not ratting. You know that.
It's
That's
that.
not ratting at all.
Ratting is when
Two
you're getting
people do a crime,
right.
and one tells on the other to get out of it.
Right.
That's fucking
So
right.
they don't protect each other because
I
of the
tell them all
brotherhood
the
of the shield.
Listen, you can protect it. You can protect your partner with certain things, right? Like, hey man, let me help you out. The way you wrote that ticket, that code's wrong. You got to put this code, and this is, fix it before. it
Don't
goes
tell
to
him.
court.
Let him get out of that ticket.
Yeah, well, but I mean, you got to tell, fix it before it goes to court. So you do during your. That's looking out for somebody, right? If you see somebody fucking up on a scene, right? Like I will tell you that those cops from
Minnesota.
should have pulled Derek Chauvin's ass by the shirt collar right off of that guy and tell him you're done for the day.
But
Go home.
I got to stop
See,
you on
that's
that.
what
I got to stop him now. I'll tell you why. I was big against, of course, Chauvin, what he did. He was a fucking arrogant piece of shit, did what he did. I really felt bad for the one guy who was on job one day, and Derek Chauvin is his field training officer, number one. How do you think that would go if fucking nothing happened? He threw him off. He would be gone.
Well, you can't blame that one guy, but there was
No.
other guys.
It was three. There were three. There were three that were charged. Three
Three that were charged. There were 9 guys
that
on the
came
scene.
upon the scene.
Right.
Now, I'm just saying, I kind of understood and felt a little bit for the guys who brand new cop, literally brand new. He's field training officers, this jerk off, and he's doing it. How do you want that? Don't you?
Yeah, I'm saving it.
Do you know what I'm saying? How do you look at that? You're getting a box, you know that. So, but anyway, so my point to you is, I get what you're saying with there. I understand the code of blue because I grew up that way, you know, cops, obviously. I teach people, don't ever let a cop in your house because that's called the plain sight doctrine.
Right.
You know, like the jerk off with the meth. Right. What a fucking moron. Now, cops, me, they come in all the time. They know me. We hang out, you know, with friends, obviously. And I don't have anything in here. You want my weed? I got a medical marijuana card.
You know, cops look.
They don't even bother weed in Miami, do they?
I don't give a fuck about weed.
Nobody.
Who gives a shit? We got no time for that.
Yeah.
We got people killing each other. We got no time for, you know,
marijuana.
Do we wish we had a utopic society where nobody did any drugs whatsoever? No, but people are doing
Alcohol's
weed
drugs.
Yeah, and people are doing weed to cope now, and to, you know, do I agree with it?
I use it.
Medically, I believe in it 100%. Now, recreationally, you know, maybe I won't touch that subject because you know, I'm a profound believer in my Lord Jesus Christ, and I don't judge.
We differ
people.
there.
Yeah, well, we differ,
and that's okay. You know that.
Okay.
You absolutely.
We're still friends. I don't.
100%.
I don't judge people. I don't impose my religion on people.
I know you don't. Never you did.
Never.
So from a religious standpoint, you're not supposed to smoke weed?
Well, I think you're not supposed to alter your state of mind.
What about alcohol?
Alcohol.
You drink the blood of Christ?
What? Yeah, but that's different. You're talking about communion wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, until the guy's drinking a half a bottle.
Do you really want to get into the Bible? Because the Bible says that everything in excess is bad.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's, you know, and I think
that's just a way of
I
keeping
could, don't even go.
Right.
Hey, tell them about me with the Bible. I'll start quoting fucking.
Let's not.
Yeah, 'cause I'll start quoting fucking verses every.
You know,
I've read it 5 times.
I've read it twice, and it took me a year both times.
Listen, I read it 5 times.
Well, you had nothing better to do.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
I've read the Torah, I've read the Quran, I read them all.
And I respect. Listen, I have
even the
friends of mine-
Quran says you kill an innocent, you die a fiery death.
100%.
That's just part one. Part two is different.
Yeah. Well, but we look at it. You know, we look at it. I have Jewish friends. I have Muslim friends. I have friends that are agnostic. I have friends that are atheists.
I'm an agnostic.
Yeah, you know. So and
Means I believe in something. Now what?
Yeah. Now what? Yeah. What is it? You
Exactly,
know. And now you're looking for an answer in all those books you read, right? But those
100%.
books were all written by men.
Every
right?
book is written by men,
they're
even
all
the
religion.
Bible.
And that's what I said. All books are written by men, right? Jesus didn't come down to write the Bible himself.
No.
He you know, according to what we're taught, you know, his life was chronicled in.
And we know how that fucking goes.
Right. Everybody, like you said, by the time we get around, 10 people tell the story.
They didn't start writing it until he was dead for 7 years.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You know?
You're right. I mean, listen, we're not going to get into religion too much here.
No, we're not. What I'm trying to say is, you should always respect people. You should always respect. Forget about the specific, right? Respect your civil rights. You know, respect your religion. You should respect people.
You know what I say? People who know me about everything. I'm very easygoing, open, respect. I don't give a fuck what it is. Race, religion, sex. I don't care. I respect everybody. Everybody has their own crosses to bear, I call it, or whatever you want to do it. And I also think we've lost common sense in the law. And here's what I mean. Common sense is, you know, in some areas, you know this, a blowjob is illegal. Anal sex is illegal, whatever you call it. I mean, it's crazy. My point to you is, we need cops and people like yourself who could sit down. We've debated, we've talked, we've agreed, disagreed. Never did I leave mad ever out of Miami with you, you know, or you with me, or anything we've done.
You can't. I've never said the words "fuck you, Larry."
No, yeah, you did.
Just
when
said
I
it
left,
now.
you said "fuck you, Larry," that motherfucker.
You're leaving. Fuck you, not fuck you, Larry. Legit.
Yeah, like fuck you. You got to leave already.
Yeah, but it's
that's true.
We're losing our ability as society to feel good. We're jaded. There's too much.
We talked about that. That's why we make the news light.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun, but it is what it is.
The fact of the matter is, you can see whatever you want to see on the internet. And that's a problem, because what happens is it makes life cheap. That's why violence is getting worse. And I hate to sound like one of those old folks.
People are desensitized. I agree with
they
you.
are desensitized, but let's not knock the gaming industry. I make a lot of money on the commercials.
No. I didn't,
Not only gaming. Here's the thing. This is a movie buff.
I didn't say gaming. I'm saying you're desensitized. The fact that you can see, right, a video from inside a school.
Yeah.
And I'm getting teary-eyed, right, because I'm putting myself in those parents' shoes. The fact that you can see a video.
It's so sad.
Of your kid.
It made me cry, that other one. That other one.
Your kid dying in a room. And I get it. Everything sells newspapers, right? There should be. I mean, when is it too much?
Yeah.
When
That's too much.
Well, you said it. I can't even imagine. I have 2 grandsons out now. I don't know if you know that. I have a 6-year-old and you remember, I have a 6-year-old and I have well, that's why we have tissues. We have a 6-year-old. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. Benz has a
1 and a 5.
1 and 5. Tony has a couple young kids.
1 and 1.
I cannot even imagine.
I got 2 grandkids now.
That's what I said. I got 2 grandkids too. You fucking Cubans. You keep fucking everything. Is that what it is?
We're like rabbits.
Oh my God. All right. This is what a good ender.
No, what it is, it saddens me to think that my grandkids can go to school. And I went up to their kindergarten graduation. It was fucking great as shit. In Brooklyn, of course. Fucking, you should see all the gangsters sitting there. Fucking chairs. But, it was really fun. And half of the kids go, oh, yeah, my grandpa's in jail, too.
Sure.
But, it's funny. It really hurt me because I can't even imagine, like you said, you guys, especially young guys now with kids, young kids. I'm going through it with grandkids because, the biggest fear I've ever had in my life, and that's in prison, was something happening to my kids. Because when I went to prison, my daughter was 15 months old and my son was 7, just turned 7, 2 days. So I lost their whole lives. But my biggest fear always was something happening to them. I would have, I would have fucking went goddamn bizarre. I would have pulled every fucking card I have. But my point is, it's something that we can't control. And that's what I think hurts us. And I'm glad there's guys like you telling us about the training and about the fucking hard.
Makes me feel better as a father.
It really did. You made me feel a little bit better about law enforcement. I feel good about law enforcement. When I see a bad one, I fucking call them out. Fucking right there. I don't give a fuck. You're wrong. You fucking got to. And if you're right, I feel for them. Just like I said, I know people are going to say this is wrong, but I felt for that lady who pulled the gun instead of the taser. And I know you have people, how can you do this? It's green, it's that, no way. But the pressure of situations, or the one guy who shot someone through a window, he was so scared. Again, cops.
That lady, I will defend 100%, and I feel disheartened that this country has turned their back on her because it's politically convenient. When you're carrying 2 things that look like a gun and feel like a gun, regardless of color, you have tunnel vision at that moment.
I agree, but here's the one argument they have on that is she's the field training officer. Again, is that right? Maybe we need to check the field training officers.
You said something about people being in fights, right?
Yeah.
How many people have been in a gunfight? So you're involved in a gunfight.
I have.
Right. And was it stressful?
Fucking A, man.
Okay,
you fucking stressful.
You don't even hear.
Here?
People
How about
forget.
this?
Yeah, but people
You do.
People don't even hear.
Yeah.
People don't realize. Till you're involved in a gunfight, don't come and tell me about a gunfight. Okay, because you can't. It's called auditory exclusion. You're not hearing anything. It sounds like
it's like tunnel vision too.
Right.
Yeah,
it happens because your body's reacting. Your mind's telling. All your blood rushes.
But I get that, Al. I 100% get that. But I'm not going to reiterate it too much. But when we don't have the right people training the right people, maybe they're not. And I think they got to check who's the field training officers, how much experience, and it's more about life experiences.
To all the police chiefs out there. Early warning system.
And that is?
If you see something, say something.
You mean within your cops?
Within your cops.
Internally, sure.
Oh,
if you see somebody that you're like, man, that person is not, I'm afraid. If a cop is saying to himself, and we have it in every department, man, maybe this person shouldn't carry a gun.
He shouldn't carry a gun.
He shouldn't carry a gun.
That's exactly what Tony was saying.
Yeah.
And
do you see that? Do you say something? I mean, obviously,
I've pulled people
off the street,
out of their car, and had a serious conversation with them and tell them, listen, straight up.
Do you really want to be here?
Before this gets any worse, you need to resign.
Really?
Yeah, you need to resign because you're
I
going to
hope
kill
when you
somebody.
told him to resign, he didn't keep his license and go to another department and kill someone.
No, I think what
Didn't they
happens
stop
is
that?
people. No, I mean you still have a Florida certification, but the problem is when they do your background, which are required through FDLE. We have a good system in Florida, man. We have a lot of checkpoints, a lot of
Right. I
stuff.
know they can't go to another department right now.
Well, they get a background.
Right,
When
right.
the background, when that background investigator checks with this department, it's the intangibles. Hey, why is this guy resign? Well, listen, let's have a conversation.
Right.
And that's it. You're disqualified. You know what I mean? And that's the way it should be, right?
It's given me a lot of confidence in law enforcement.
Early
That's his job, and he does it well.
To every police
does.
chief,
He does.
to every police chief out there, I support you as a union. Being a chief is not an easy job.
You know the average tenure for a chief?
3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
That's why my guy was 25 years.
Yeah, and I will tell
He
you
met
this:
him.
early warning system, number one. See something, say something.
To your cops. That's
To our
important.
cops.
Just,
Look
we're
at your
talking to the
cops.
chiefs of police now.
Yeah.
Or to your superiors in general.
Yeah, but if you're the chief, the buck stops with you. If you see something, don't rely. Everybody wants to pick. Everybody wants to be Aaron Boone right now. You know, everybody wants to be Aaron Boone with, you know, the best team in all baseball. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm a Yankee fan, right? So
What the fuck? Best team by far.
best team in decades, right? So
Wow.
everybody wants to
They
be
should
Aaron
stop
Boone.
it right now and go to the World Series. Mets, Yankees.
Yeah, but even Aaron Boone, listen, even Aaron Boone has pulled people off the mound.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's, you know, he doesn't rely on it. Maybe my pitching coach is missing something. I'm going to go out there. Hey, you know, bring in Severino from the, bring in Severino. And by the way, another highlight guy, Nestor Cortez. If he's watching it, Nasty Nestor, I love you, brother. Thank you for representing our high school and making it up to the big leagues and showing these people
Believe
how
it or
it's
not,
done.
I have a lot of professional athletes that actually watch my videos. I
Well, I hope
Tony
they-
Romo, and some like big people like a football player, Aaron Boykin, who's a receiver for Baltimore. He actually had me do his wife or girlfriend had me do a cameo for him for his training camp and
Well,
shit.
I'll
yeah.
tell you what, if Nestor gets us, Nestor Cortez from the Yankees, look me up, brother. I am also a Hialeah bred. I also played baseball. Look me up. We want to do something with you in the offseason to highlight you. Great kid, great job, and he's kicking ass.
And we'll do it
Right.
too. I'll come down because we do. I did
absolutely.
a couple of things for Fort Lauderdale Police. With remember Chief Adderley?
Yeah.
He's now at West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine, and I actually did something with a bunch of football players down in a rough area in Fort Lauderdale area. Yeah. So I love to do those things.
And I know we're short on time. I do want to say
No,
one thing.
you're good, man. You're good.
What's up? What do you have to say?
To the
Say it, brother.
to the CBP cop that
CB.
got to the CBP, the Customs and Border Patrol agent that got up from your barber chair.
Oh,
You got a shotgun. You went to the school.
he
to
went and
defend
took a gun from somebody there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he took a shotgun from his barber.
I love that guy.
In mid haircut.
His wife was there.
His wife is a teacher at the school. His daughter or his son was in second grade or is in second grade. You're a hero.
1,000%.
Do not let the noise about what was done wrong overshadow what you did. You're a hero, and we're not talking enough about it. We're not highlighting you enough.
I'm going to do it right now. Let me tell everybody what's
You
going
took
on.
a shot to the head.
Let me
and
tell
you
it-
kept shooting.
Let me tell everybody, and you can continue it. When the Uvalde school shooting happened, they were waiting outside. The cops, let's face it, they fucked up. This guy was in a chair, heard it over either a phone call.
His wife texted him, "Please help." Active
Please
shooter.
help. And he got up out of a barber chair, got the gun from the barber. It was a shotgun,
was
you
a
said.
shotgun.
And ran to the school. They said to stop. He said, fuck you. Went through fucking doors. I didn't know he got shot either.
He got shot right through the baseball cap. Right through the baseball cap.
Fucking like me when I got my zing through the fucking head and when I was bad time for me.
And then,
But I was a bad guy.
and then he got his guys to come in and finish the job.
And you know what? That guy is a fucking hero.
That
And
guy's a
we need
hero.
more people who, and I always say this, common sense cops think on their feet. You know, you don't want a cop that's fucking just like you said, a robot or something. You want him to think on his feet in an active shooter.
For sure.
Understand. Mike Force, my mentor, and Christy Giuseppe's the chief now. Those guys are, first of all, Mike Force is retired chief, 25 years as a chief of police. You know how that is. And he's still on the ethics committee for the IACP, you know, International Association of Chiefs of Police. He's on the ethics committee. And I spoke in Dallas at their, that place over there. And I spoke to the whole of the whole country, actually the whole world. They had chiefs from other countries and everything else. But anyway, what Al's saying is right. I love what you said, and I love the way ending on that. I think we need more of that. We also need more of what you just said. Cops, you keep saying it to citizens. You see something, say something. Well, chiefs or lieutenants or majors or whatever fucking super, or even a regular cop. You see something, say something, and that will bring back trust into the police. I think once the citizens see that they're going to police their own, and I don't mean public, you don't got to do crazy shit. Just police your own, and people will start saying, wow, they're real. They're not just policing us. They're not protecting their own. And I think things are changing, like you said, with the laws, with the body cameras coming out, or with trying to hold people accountable. Because every time I see something, I always think, here's how I put it. If that was me, what would happen? And
listen, the laws we have as a country on the books are great.
We don't need more laws.
The problem is you need these elected
officials, prosecutors
to do their job.
Yes, 100%.
To do their job. Don't go rogue. They call them rogue.
Or not just go rogue. They need to do their jobs for whoever. Don't just always, since you're working with the police, don't always just side with the police. Go as an independent. See, I'm a big believer. I don't know if your department do this. If you have a shooting in your department, do you have an outside agency investigate that?
The state attorney's office.
See, I like that. See, that's important. If you have a shooting in an outside agency, you're not going to do it. You're going to do your own, but another agency comes in, gives you an independent view, correct?
Yeah, we have Miami-Dade PD come in. They're technically going to be the sheriff's office as of 2024.
Are they going to be a sheriff's now?
Yeah, the state voted, and they're going to have a sheriff.
So they're going to be
County.
elected?
Yeah, elected sheriff in Dade County.
Oh,
so,
wow. Isn't it, who's the guy now, right? It's still...
Freddie Ramirez.
He's
the director again.
Right.
He left to do other jobs.
And then he came back.
He came back just last week. So,
right, okay.
We have them come in.
I got to go see them.
They do the grunt work, right, for the shooting, and then the state attorney's office is the one that oversees everything, right? So
that's what they need, an outside agency.
Yeah.
They cannot have their own agency. That I always said that. That's like me shooting you and saying, you know what? I think it was a good shooting. You know?
Let me tell you, Florida, I almost feel unfair speaking about it, right? Because in Florida, we have a great legislature, on both sides, right? Because we can't just talk about,
right. No, I agree.
One political party, on both sides, to keep everything, the way it should be. And it's indicative of why people are moving from other places in the country to Florida.
Absolutely. And with that note, I'm going to say one thing about it. I hate getting into the political part, but I will. People would say DeSantis, like politics, DeSantis. Do you know he gives money to the Everglades restoration?
Yes.
He gives money for the offshore drill, to stop that. He's done look at what he does. Don't look at his party. I hate that. He's very, very much a common sense governor. And that is why I like him, personally.
And not only, even federally, we got a great congressman, Mario Diaz-Balart.
I know him.
Mario Diaz-Balart sits on the Everglades Preservation Committee.
Do you know I was on his brother's show when his brother was on Jose Diaz-Balart. He had a show. He was on MSNBC and then NBC. I was on his show a few times, and I knew about his brother. Obviously, I know a lot of Dominic Calabro. Very close friend of mine. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I know who he is, but
he's tax watch.
Listen,
tax
you also have.
He is the CEO of that. He's a very good friend of mine.
There's people.
Great guy.
We have to send them back to Washington. We have to. You have people don't believe the hype, don't see the commercials. People that are there now are the people that should be there, and they need to be sent back. Okay, qualified immunity is something that officers should retain, or else people won't want to be police officers.
Well, again, qualified immunity, but here's what the immunity, let me go to law as a guy who does the law. Qualified immunity is, there's a standard in the federal system called deliberate indifference. If you have deliberate indifference towards somebody, if a cop does something deliberately indifferent, then they should not have immunity.
Well, the law gives remedies for that.
Right.
If you are out there, and they both, state and federal, say it very clearly. If you're acting outside the color of law and the scope of your employment, you can be sued.
Absolutely. Not only sued and arrested and put in prison.
100%.
Absolutely.
But qualified immunity is something that we need to retain. And I will tell the people out there that are watching, please vote for that, because you're gonna have nobody wanting to.
Well,
be a cop.
I was just, that's why I asked. I'm surprised he was able to hire 300 cops in 2 years, and I love that. And any police chief out there is listening. That's something to look at, and I guarantee what I'm going to do on this video, this YouTube, podcast. We're going to put Al's information, if you don't mind, in the bottom of the when you do your upload, and this way, if they want to contact you, whether it's a chief of police or anybody, and they can look at my stuff too, which 100%. I always tell them about my program, which is the #1 program recognized on the floor of the United States Congress for my program, which is pretty good.
And not only that, Larry, people need to admire that, man. Convicted felon on the floor of the Senate. Congress, sorry.
I was actually on the floor, read in a congressional record. I got to put that up somewhere.
Unbelievable. Don't you have it up here?
No, I got other shit up there. I got when I marched for President Reagan?
You know that's my boy.
You're going to look at that. I marched for him.
I have to see it.
You got to take a picture of that, motherfucker.
Listen,
and you know what's up next to it? Termination from probation.
It's important.
Yeah, he said it best. If we lose, this is the last stop for democracy. If we lose it, there's nowhere else
Absolutely,
to go.
100%. I agree. With that said, anybody else questions? Anybody good, Benz?
No more questions. It was really nice having you.
I want to thank you
for
again.
having me. I love
You've given me a lot of insight.
You know, I'm very. He knows me well enough. He knows I will push back. I will do what I say, and because we have that kind of relationship, and I'm very happy, Al, too. You opened my eyes to a few things. I'm just very happy about it.
It's interesting, just stuff that there's no way for me to know, and
the listeners to know either.
Just exactly, and being proactive about school shootings and the way you feel about it, and I hear you talk, I see your face, I know it's something to you, and you know what? As a father here in the state of Florida, knowing that people like you are in play makes me feel better. So I appreciate you for that.
I appreciate it.
I 100%.
I will tell you this: if anybody wants to get whether they're your listeners or whether they're a police chief or whatever, if anybody wants to have a serious conversation with me, the information is going to be at the bottom.
Absolutely, and I'll give it to you, and I have it, but I won't give it to you too easy.
Make them work for it.
Yeah, make them work for it. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks again, Tony, for stopping in. Always, you know that. Ben's, great job always. Al, again, really, thank you very much. Really love you, brother, man. Stay safe always, and all you guys support you.
Thank you.
And let them know that as well, please. Everybody out there, check us all out. We got the cigar launch coming September 1st. It's huge. We can't wait. Benz and I are going to be doing a dedicated video just for that. We got to do that a whole day.
Details will be coming soon.
Very soon. Matter of fact, we got a big meeting Wednesday.
By the way, from a cigar smoker, phenomenal.
Thank you very much. Everybody's loving it. Really is.
Really good, man. Really good blend. Larry's done it right.
Hey, you know what? We worked at this.
This guy's King Midas over here.
The Midas. Fucking hell, I love him. That is good. We are going to have a lot coming up, everybody. Stay tuned. Please check us out on YouTube member programs. Check us out on the new podcast YouTube channel. I know you might be listening to us on Spotify or iTunes or wherever podcasts are. We also have it on YouTube. It's going to be coming up. We're going to catch up. We got about 4 episodes that are catching up right now, and they're great. I actually listened to the you with Tony last night at 1 in the morning.
That was a good one.
I was listening to a show we did, and it was really fucking good. You know, I even got a kick out of it. I said, wow, I didn't know we were done. It's so casual, as you could tell.
I love it.
And the studio, you love too, man.
I love
You
it.
didn't expect this, did you?
I didn't even have to wear a suit and tie over here.
Nah. You
never
could be in your
suit and tie.
underwear here. We don't give a fuck. I'm in my underwear.
You know how many silkworms it takes to make a suit for this? I mean, come on. I saved lives today.
Fucking you probably
funny.
got it in fucking China with the fucking slave labor. But the studio's
No China.
The studio's coming along. The studio's really coming along.
I love it, man, and you're gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
And I speak. You may be agnostic, but I speak blessings into your life.
Thank you. I'll take them. Listen, in my fucking life, I need all the fucking help I can get.
That's true.
Everybody have a great day. Please, please make good choices. I always say that. We don't want to see you in the wrong end of the law. We want to see you listening here. Keep the comments coming. We do have it. You can catch Benz on Instagram at @thatbenz. And you can catch me at Real Larry Lawton. You can catch Al in our stuff below. Do you have any social media?
We do. We have FOP 133 at Twitter, and we have FOP 133 at Facebook.
We'll put that.
Yeah,
in
we'll
there.
put that in the description.
That'll be in the description below. Check him out. Al's really a great guy, and he's so easy. And when you watch the video I'm doing with him next, it's about movies. It's going to be a lot of fun. Have a great day, everyone. Please stay safe and make good choices.